Hello and welcome to the Crow's Nest. My name is Brandon Kane, and I do appreciate you for tuning on in here as we are going to catch a little Mariner action this fine Sunday afternoon. I mean, this is the ideal Labor Day kind of weather we're having out here in the Pacific Northwest, and hopefully our Mariners can reward this beautiful day with a nice big W and remain staying at pace with the team. Hopefully. Hope everyone's having a great day out there. Mariners have capped off greatest month that they've had in their history with the amount of wins they had, even eclipsing that of the 2001 team. We've got Crawford here on first with one out to begin things. I'm a tiny bit late, but Eugenio Suarez is up the plate. He's grinding on this at-bat. Julio grinded on his at-bat for the first out of this inning. But good to see the Mariners really hunkering down here to begin things. They've got Peterson already up to 16 pitches this inning. Eric Rose, how you doing? It's good to see you in the chat. Thank you for jumping on in. Hope you're having a good night. Get all my stuff figured out here. Final stuff put all in here. How's your evening going, man? We also have the Rangers and Astros going, so we'll be giving you updates on those games as it's going through. Outside, 3-2. Crawford on first, one man down. Top of the first inning here. This ball's hit on the ground. Looks like a double play ball. Nice job of the picking it up there at first base by Alonso, and that will be 3 up, 3 down on the double play ball. So Mariners no runs here in the first inning. In utero, I feel like Ty France hasn't been a good bat at all this season. No, sadly, I think that Ty France is not giving you a ton. Well, I mean, he's just below expectations, I guess is the way I might put it. Double check his numbers here on some of what we're seeing from him. Go back to these last few seasons, and you got 2021 where he gets his first year really all full season of at bats in there. 291, 18 home runs, giving you some power, giving you some average. Then he's down to 274. Last year is a bit of a drop, though he gets 20 home runs. And then now here we've got him down to 253. 10 home runs. He does have 30 doubles this year, so his doubles are actually up from last year a little bit slightly in that respect of things. But it's been a bit of an underwhelming performance. And it was tough during a lot of this year in utero because it was like across the board, everybody was having a bit of their underwhelming performance. Eugenio, Cal, down the line, everybody's just a smidge below where you'd like them to be. But 375 slugging percentage, 714 OPS. On-base percentage, 339. That part's at least, I guess, respectable. I don't know. You can definitely do better. And if you're looking for improvement points in this lineup, especially a lefty, you can sometimes find over there. Over on that first base side, that would be not so. We talk about a lot of Shohei being the guy that we want to go target, but if we're looking for another place that you could go increase, go find a bat over there. It tends to be a spot you can find a 280, 290 hitter. Maybe not the power, but you can find a lefty with that kind of bat sometimes if you're looking the right areas. Castillo will come out now here in the bottom of the first inning and start things off. He was marvelous in his last start, no doubt about that. My guy's got the ERA almost dipping below 2 here. Ball 1. Paul says, hey, go Mariners, Paul. Crawford has been really impressive. Well, if we can talk about Ty France being a bit of a disappointment a little bit here through the early part of the year, Crawford has been tremendous this year in a bounce back year. This ball's hit up into the air. Sky to left. Oh. What in the hell just happened there? Well, with some miscommunication out there in left field between Haggerty and Julio. I don't know what... Julio never even really went for it. I don't know why Haggerty sort of just... Boy, Haggerty just misplayed the hell out of that ball. That was ugly. What was he thinking? I don't understand what he thought Julio was going to go do there. So Crawford's been good, though. Now, base hit in the first inning here again. He's hitting now 270. And he's brought some power this year from the leadoff spot. I mean, his stick has remained consistent throughout this year. And it's been good to see. I mean, he was a guy I think has been maybe the most consistent hitter throughout the whole year. Maybe Julio's been the best hitter, but, you know, Crawford's been every single day there getting it done throughout the course of this season. One count here to Francisco Lindor. He's hitting 239 with runners in scoring position. Nobody out. Runner on second. Outside. 1-1. Big Country, how you doing, man? It's good to see you. Nitro, what's up, Nitro? Did I watch the Colorado game? I watched some of it and then went back and watched some of the highlights on it. And you've got to, tip your cap to Deion Sanders. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there, 95, right at the knees for Castillo. 2-2. He came to that Colorado program this offseason and cleared house, and it was not a good program to begin with. And he was able, obviously, to move some guys in as far as from the NIL and transfers and stuff. This isn't your just typical college rebuild as far as he was concerned. But it's obvious that program was re-energized. 2-2. Oh, he swung at that. Yeah. And ball in the dirt, swung at it for strike 3. That'll be one man down. The stadium was as alive as I've seen Colorado Stadium in quite a bit of time. I can't, that thing just, they were into it. I mean, it was a great game that went back and forth. TCU offensively, getting it done. You got to see this a little bit more of the Shedeur Sanders and what he looked like at quarterback. Impressive play on his part. I like get this kind of the first real action, get a chance to really see him throw a lot. I hadn't been locking in. This is bouncing ball to Crawford over there at short. He'll pick it and chuck it over there to France. Runner will advance to third base, but this will get us to 2 outs here. Castillo can maybe get through this inning without any damage done on that air by Haggerty. Drip so hard. So it was just a fun game from all those respects. Shedeur Sanders looked mobile, strong arm. I like the good over-the-top delivery and the way the ball comes out of his hand. It really does jump out of his hand nicely, and he seems to have some good accuracy, especially on throws kind of cutting into the field, those over routes or crosser-type throws. Travis Hunter, the corner that's the highly rated guy that a lot of people really like, who played two-way. Boy, guy playing two ways in this game. 1-0 count here to Pete Alonso's hitting 220 with 39 jacks this year. A lot of people feeling like maybe Alonso would be a good fit for the Mariners as a possible target they look for. Swings and misses there on the Castillo pitch, so 1-1. 1-1. Alonso's had a little bit of a struggle in his career versus Castillo. 0 for 6 with 2 strikeouts. Inside. Ball 2-1. But Hunter made an interception, and he made a big play down the field. He looked big, long, athletic, fast. Very impressive from those guys. 2-1 pitch. Ball's hit a mile into the air. Haggerty Holy crap, Haggerty's scaring the hell out of me. I don't know if Haggerty can't see out there or not, but Haggerty's like going like this on every fly ball. I'd never want my left fielder every time the ball's in the air to do this. That's what a 4-year-old does when he's in the air. He's like, looked up in the air and went, but it was an awesome game, Nitro. I did enjoy that. And how about Sanders? I mean, that's a TCU team that's ranked. Colorado's not ranked. Not a lot of talent he's bringing to bear in there. And he goes in there, with this kind of energy he's bringing. And I think it's a testament to Sanders being a rising star in these coaching ranks. And if he can go there and make Colorado a winner, you better believe that he's going to have a pathway to getting to the NFL and becoming that somewhere in the NFL. Sean Lee says, howdy. Go Huskies. Go Huskies, Sean. Putting up 56. Penix looking pretty good today. His receiving core looking pretty good today. That McMillan Adunzie combination is pretty nice. It's as good as I think you find probably in college football. And I can't say there was a lot of stuff that jumped out differently from last year, but there maybe didn't need to be from his respective things today. And, he just played balling out good ball, throwing the ball well, showing off the arm, making a lot of NFL-type throws over the course of that game. Penix looks good. If he can put a season like this together, he's certainly going to be a guy that should be in first-round discussion, I would think, at that point. Depressed Mr. Met says, hello. Hello, Mr. Met. How you doing, man? Sour Vanilla. What's up, y'all? We should be beating this team. We got to send Haggerty back down. Where's Marlowe? We just got to wait for a little while longer, right? Then we get Kelnick back. That's all I'm doing. I'm just sitting here biding my time. But I don't know what happened, Sour Vanilla. I don't know. Did New York turn the lights up tonight? Is that what it is? Are the spotlights on? Do they go to 11? All spotlights in New York go to 11. Why don't you just make 10 the highest and make that 11? These go to 11. All right, Teoscar Hernandez, first pitch swing and miss, 0-1, hitting 264 with 23 home runs, 81 RBIs on the year. Another one of those guys, just like we're talking about here a second ago. He hits this ball high and deep into the air. This ball just keeps carrying and it's going to go out. Oh, my God. Teoscar didn't even look like he put good contact on that. It just sort of looked like he just slow played his bat through the zone. And he just got the perfect launch angle on it where the ball just kept carrying and carrying and carrying. And Julio's jacked up, gives him the trident. What an unbelievable home run. That ball must be carrying out there tonight pretty well. He just dug it out off the left bottom corner of the plate. Dug it out and then sent it out into almost dead center right fieldish area. And the thing just kept going and going and going. That did not look like a home run off the bat. How about Teoscar, though, now? 25 home runs. I think that's his 24th home run. Cal Raleigh up to the dish now. Swing and a miss. Cal batting from the right side with Peterson, the lefty, on the hill. But Hernandez, a guy that you hoped could put this kind of season together, and you thought that if he could put this year together versus the kind of year you've gotten from like a Mitch Haniger recently, that could definitely help to improve this lineup, help to produce more runs, and it has served to do just that. Beautiful as well as he's swinging as hot a bat as he has all season long right now. Cal Raleigh's got himself here into a 2-2 from for sure. They showed the side angle. That is an amazing home run. 5 home runs in his last 7 games. Teoscar has just been unconscionable. Ty France up to the dish. First pitch swinging. He's going to hit this over to second base. Raleigh's going to get into second without throw over there and thrown out. It's a little bit of, I think, the issue here with France, too, is that he's been especially aggressive at the plate. Doesn't quite have the power some of the other guys in this lineup have to be like that. He was at his best, I think, formerly when he was feeling like he was working the counts a little bit more. Dylan Moore steps up now, hitting .228 with 7 home runs on the year. 1 man down. Mariners up 1-0. Eden Tech World, how you doing? It's good to see you. UW with a dub, not the best performance despite the score. Yeah, it's the first game of the season. That's why you never want to set up the first game of the season to beat against a strike, nice pitch. Against one of those high-powered college football organizations. That's not a good way to go. You don't want that. You want it against a nice. They didn't exactly choose the Powder Puff team here against Boise State. It's not Boise State with Peterson there, but it's still Boise State, which is like a legitimate foe. Outside part of the plate, 1-1. And so you're gonna probably expect a little bit of bumps and bruises in that first game as you're sort of finding your way through. I'd expect them to continue to improve off that. There's no preseason games in college football. 1-1. Raleigh gets his lead from second. Swing and a miss there by Dylan Moore. 1-2. John Lee makes me wonder what we do with T.O. this offseason. I've got the plan, man. I'm going to tell you the plan here in a second. I got the goods. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on a tough little inside. That was it looked like a slider, but it might have been a little cutter there too, almost. Good piece of movement there by Peterson. And Drip so hard steps into the dish looking at. Let's see if he can make up for that error here in the first inning. Give me a hag bomb. Or a bomber tee. I could use a bomber tee right now. How about you guys? Anybody else want a bomber tee out there? Oh, yeah. Let's go. Hi. 1-1. Okay, so All American Wrestling, 1 sec. Let me just explain with Sean what I think the team should do. Here's what you do this offseason. You make overtures out there to Shohei Ohtani, and you say, Shohei, we're about to put a effing machine together here, okay? We're going to build like dynastic like run here, and what we're going to accomplish on the back of this offseason. We don't have to do a ton this offseason, but we're going to be very strong, potent, and we're going to be very pinpoint in a way we're going to go about what we do, where we do, and how we do it. Because this is where we now, if this isn't the season here where we push ourselves into that World Series contending, scenario, the next season better be. Inside here, Haggerty's quickly drawn this count 3-1. Nicely done. 2 men out. Raleigh on second. Mariners up 1-0 here, top of the second. I want to give you some expansive thoughts on this one, Sean. Or not expansive, but I have a very thorough idea what they could do. Haggerty fouls this one back to the catcher. 3-2. Mariners continuing throughout the course of this first time through the lineup, but really working Peterson here. 35 pitches already through not even fully 2 innings. Peterson looks back. Haggerty picks this one up and sends it out to left field. That's that. Haggerty just didn't have the power. He put a home run stroke on it, but he just doesn't have that T.O. power. And so that will be out number 3. I thought he got it first. See, that T.O. hits one that looks like a can of corn in the outfield, and then Haggerty hits one that looks like it's going to go right out in a second and a half. Both those fooled me that inning. So here's what I do, Sean. I reach out to Ohtani's people and I say this. We want to make you the crown jewel of this offseason and what we're going to do to these moves that we're going to make to become not only World Series contenders this year, but we're selling you the dream, my man. And that means World Series contenders into the foreseeable future, never stopping in that foreseeable future. You want to be a part of that? You want to come aboard that? And let us also tell you right now, Mr. Ohtani, we're going to make you the highest paid player in baseball. We are going to pay you more than whatever you think you can get out in the open market. But here's the thing with it as well. We're going to accomplish this whether you're coming aboard with us or not. You coming aboard will make it more assured. But we don't want to sit around and wait and have you being wined and dined by 15 other organizations that make it feel to us that you don't know where you necessarily want to go. We want you here. Our people want you here. This is closest to your home. So it won't be about our money. We'll pay you the money. It won't be a matter of whether you come into a winning organization. We're going to be winning. It isn't going to be a matter of you coming to a place that doesn't have the fan base that's going to love every bit of your presence and Julio's presence, the rest of you guys out there that's going to pack that stadium day in and day out, 82 games a year. We've got it all. But what we need from you, the one thing we need from you is just an answer. You don't have to say yes. You can make what's best for you a decision. LA, Giants, wherever you want to go. But if you're willing to let us make you the highest paid, if you're willing to come to this place that's going to love you, if you're going to come to a spot that's going to put you on the quickest, closest flight back to Japan that you're going to find in this country, well, let us know early and let us know now. Because if you're waffling, then we don't know if you're sure. We're telling you we'll give you everything you could want. And if you're not sure at that point, then we'll go and we'll move to other places. We'll go back to Teoscar Hernandez and start making that signing. That's what I would do at this point, Sean. I would press Ohtani to say, you don't have to make your decision fast, but you got to let us know that we're really, truly in this so that we don't lose out on going down other options to help improve this team because we're just sort of waiting for you to sort of kind of scuttle through and decide what you want to do because you want to be sort of, like a college prospect, go to all the programs and get, wine and dine, like, that movie He Got Game, where it's like he's going to the fraternity. Like that's, we're not trying to do that with you right now. And I think then if you'll get a pretty quick and early sign, I think, from Ohtani's people. He doesn't strike me as a guy that's going to be, I don't know what I want to do. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll go down the west. Maybe I'll go down to the east. I think that he's going to probably make his decision on this. Not early, but you'll know where he's going to go. And we're starting out a new inning here, by the way. We got the bottom of the second. Castillo's got a 3-1 count here on Daniel. Big belly Vogelbach. Vogelbach sends this one up into the air to left field. Yeah, that ball is carrying just a little bit out there tonight. You can tell the fielders are having to step back a bit. But if it then doesn't work, I would certainly pivot back to Teo Hernandez. I'm worried a little bit about his age. I'm not liking necessarily it not being a guy that we could find like a left-handed stick out there in right field would be nice at this point. But you do have Kelenic if he can continue to develop along out there in left field. So it doesn't make it the worst thing. I'd like to have his defense be better in that stadium. That doesn't make me, happy. But at the end of the day, you're just going to be going out in the free agent market mainly looking for what he can provide right now with his bat. And if you can find the guy who's got his bat and what he brings this year to you from his statistical perspective, 1-1 count here to DJ Stewart. Castillo really getting into his role here. Then why not just stay with what you know? Why not stay with a guy that you know is good for the clubhouse, who can hit in the stadium? I mean, that's a big question mark about whoever you bring in here. Is so many of these hitters, and this ball hit up into the air, Crawford underneath it. Everybody going back for fly balls tonight. There's a little bit of a carry. You can just feel a little bit of extra backing up thing going on. I think even the Julio and Crawford are laughing about it. I don't know if the wind's swirling down there maybe a little bit, but they're definitely having a little bit of a harder time kind of reading where the ball is up in the air. But I think it does logically bring you back around to TL, but you got to first make the strong run at Ohtani. You've got to make the firm, hard run where you say, here's the blank check almost. Strike one, Castillo just really starting to get locked in here and rolling. And, if Ohtani says, hey, you guys are in it, but I can't give you a full answer, then you're just going to have to go down Ohtani way and say, look, T.O., we can maybe add the best bat in the game right now. You're option 2. I mean, that shouldn't hurt your feelings there for that. This is a guy that I think you would even say unquestionably, well, yeah, if you guys go and get him, then get him. And if you can't wait, you can't wait. But we certainly think you would be interested in having you back in the flow here. I can't see you putting T.O. out into left field, nor would I see you putting Ohtani out to left field. And that's a part where you're with right field, because it's a little shorter, you can get away with having a T.O. out there in right field and have some of his defensive deficiencies, but you can't do it if you put him out to left. It'll get exposed out there. We got a 0-2 count here from Castillo, 2 men down. Oof, nice pitch there. Good bury away pitch. It's a ball, but just a nice way of keeping it off the plate. See if we can just get him to swing with it. And by the way, All American Wrestling Show. Sorry, I took a little bit of time here to answer your question. I think it's a great question by Sean. I've been thinking about this one as a strat. This ball bounced out to right field and quickly gathered up there by Dylan Moore. And that'll be on number 3. Hard hit ball, but well played there by Dylan Moore. He got a good jump on that. So, yeah, I did see that Husky game, and it was a good game. I didn't watch as much. I was sort of kind of side-eyeing it a little bit because I was working on my next video for the channel. So I was kind of, for the Hawk channel, so I was kind of just, in on that. But I was watching a little bit of it. Receivers looked really good. Penix looked really good. His footwork looked sharp. His release looks snappy and quick as ever. It's still a little bit of that place where, when he's throwing, and I'm a lefty here, so this is really nice that I get to show the representation because I'm a lefty. If I'm a lefty and the ball's coming up over the top, and you can really feel the turn come up over the top. With him, it just sort of comes from almost here sometimes, where it's not sidearm, but it's not really over the top. It's, I guess, a 3/4 delivery would be the best way to kind of put it. And it's not always that way. Sometimes he does have a nice over-the-top delivery on some of the throws, especially when he sets up fully back in the pocket and gets his feet underneath him right. And he's great with his footwork as far as staying with his feet dug in. Doesn't usually take a lot of extra steps in the pocket. Really steps forward on his throws into the right direction. You don't see him, pointing the foot some oddly or weirdly. It's always going right to where the target needs to go. And the receivers are helping him too, man. Having those 2 guys on the outside getting done what they're getting done. They're going to be an explosive attack this year. I maintain All-American. Penix can definitely get himself into first round discussion this year. But it was a good opening win from the Huskies. I didn't get a chance to concentrate as much on Braylon Trice in this game, so I wasn't defensive. I was more when they were on the offensive side of the ball, my eyes were drawn a little bit more sooner over there when I was watching them do that. But nice win by UW. All-American says Penix was 50 away from 500. He's showed you the accuracy in ball placement there today too. When the delivery is the only really thing that just gets me a little functified with him, but you can't deny that the ball does, it kind of at times explode out of his hand. And when he puts the ball in the spot where he's going to put that right in the right position. Kai Baero comes up to the plate now to start out the top of the 3rd inning. Mariners up 1-0 here. Gabi hitting .230 with 3 home runs on the season. But the ball placement, he's got a defender over here. He's got his offensive player here with leverage to the outside. And then he can put a ball back out away here, so the defender has to cross all the way across man and then get to ball. And if the receiver has any separation like McMillan or Duzier do, then he's not going to have the time to get to that ball, which is why Penix throws in the place he does. Not always then requiring him to always have to put as much on the ball where he can layer in those throws because he knows he's going to put it in exactly the right spot. And he knows it. He's got that great confidence from a QB standpoint of it's not a guessing game for him. It's not a guessing game for him when the ball comes out of his hand. Caballero hits this to 3rd. Tough throw from third base. Alonso, second play he's made in this game to kind of pick a ball and save out his infielder a little bit. But Penix should be into discussion too for Heisman voting this year. If he can get this team into a playoff contention point, why not? If he puts these kind of performances together, and there's no reason to think he can't do just that. This Husky team's put together a nice group this year. All right, here comes Crawford up to the plate, taking the first pitch, breaking ball for strike. Caballero hit that ball nicely at third. Third baseman made a nice play on it. High, ball 1-1. Crawford, 270, 13 home runs, 45 RBIs on the year. And it was tough with him getting the concussion and Julio having the foot thing go on here last week. But you also do wonder if maybe those guys having that happen here's 2-1 now might help them out just a little bit in a weird inadvertent way in the respect of giving them a kind of week off to kind of heal up, rest up a little bit. Oof, nice swing there by Crawford. He was looking to send that one. He was looking for this pitch there. Baseball and Beyond says, yeah. Okay. 2-2 pitch here for Crawford. fouled away off his hands. Even more potential quarterbacks to look at now. Oh, it's going to be a deep list this year too. Luckily, I've already had a chance to see a lot of these guys, so I'll have a pretty good opinion already to begin with. But now it's got to, as I always say, the final year of tape in college is always the most important year of tape. Oh, Crawford bounces this ball between two gloves. Second baseman and first baseman both dive for it. Almost could have kissed, just missing the ball as it dribbles on through past their glove. Crawford starting this out 2 for 2. Just another strong stroke there. It's a ball so many guys, if they drag over like that, is going to just be an easy out, but it's where he's putting that ball. Just right between the two fielders perfectly there. Julio steps up to the dish now. One man down. Crawford on first. Inside. Ball one. Peterson doing a nice job here of mixing up his pitches early on. Dewey Elias says, I just noticed. Your voice reminds me of Pete Carroll's. I've listened to a lot of Carroll over the years, Dewey, so there's a very good chance that probably picked up some of his cadence, I would imagine. I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of press conferences. Appreciate that, man. I'll take that, though. It's better than nails on the chalkboard. 1-1 count here to Julio. Outside. Ball two. He's really trying to get Julio when he throws that fastball. You can tell he's really trying to gear up and throw it as hard as he can because he keeps rising it on Julio. 2-1. Yeah, he comes back to the breaking ball. Julio thought he was getting a fastball again. He ain't going to throw for a strike if he gives you one, Julio. It's breaking ball, or if you want to talk strike zone, it's breaking ball or bust in this account. Watch this, it's 2-2. If he throws another fastball, it's going to be high out of the zone. I threw him a breaking ball. Julio hits this high and deep into the air. It continues to carry, and this is off the wall. This ball is batting around Crawford with a big grin on his face, biting on his tongue as he's going to try to get home, and he's going to finally get there. Julio, much like with the fly ball we saw from Teoscar Hernandez, just kept sending this one deep, and you could see the Mets center fielder having the same problem the Mariner outfielders were having, is that on a night like this when the ball is carrying so oddly like this, you have this, it's a long season. You've got this muscle memory of where the ball should be versus where this ball is going. And that's really a fly ball this guy could get to. But you could see the whole way he was trying to kind of, he wasn't sure if it was going to go all the way up to the wall or if it was going to just go just short of the wall. And he just kept sort of playing it. It's tough like that, though. I remember my baseball days when you get those balls that are hit so deep and so far and so high, and you're just, oh. It's a helpless feeling when you're just not quite sure where that thing's coming down. And it seems like it's up there for about 5 minutes. Hey, Eugenio, 0-1 here. 0-2 now. Fouled off his inner foot. Sarah Vanilla says, let's go, Imps. Let's go. Let's go, Julio. Sarah Vanilla says, we need to wake up if we want to keep our playoff spot. Just got to keep winning the series, man, and get it down to those last series of the year. And I'd love to see them get some room for error. Ball 1 and 2. That'd be awesome. But whether they get room for error or not, we just need to get this down to the last series of the year. Let us control our own fate at that point. Let's see where all the teams land at that point. Let's see if we can maybe press through there. And right now the team looks like it's well set up if you look at the schedule and how it's posted. Not that it's easy. You got the Dodgers in there and all that. Even that last series is going to be tough. But there are some moments here to kind of breathe and just take this series from the Mets, keep it rolling, and stay in this hunt. 2-2 pitch here to Eugenio. Low. Oh, he rung him up on a low breaking ball. Eugenio doesn't like any part of that. I don't blame him. That was a ball. Just the kind of pitch that you've been wanting to have Eugenio throughout this year take. that he's a lot of times swung right over the top of, where you go, you can't hit that Eugenio. And umpire screws him. What's up, Mr. Isaac? Good to see you. And Teoscar Hernandez again working opposite field. First pitch swinging. Sends it right out there into right field. Julio will score with ease on that play. And Teoscar Hernandez swinging a hot bat, going the other way. Just staying inside. See how he stays inside that ball outside? If he pulls that, you're just going to roll it right on over to third base. It's going to be an easy play for third or short. But you go with the pitch and you don't try to lift it, and you can do just what he did there. Mariner hitters really looking nice here early on in this game in their approach at the plate. Swing and a miss by Cal Raleigh 0-1. This is good hitting. It's also productive hitting, but it's good hitting at the plate. It's not just them closing their eyes, swinging as hard as they can, seeing where the ball's going. Raleigh had a base hit in his first at bat. He rockets this one down the foul line. Mr. Isaac says, go Huskies, go Mariners, go Seahawks. That's right, all three, baby. Let's go. Baseball and beyond, my pleasure, man. Appreciate you watching. If you guys get a chance, please do hit that like button for me. 0-2 count here for Cal. You know you're getting the breaking ball, buddy. You know you're getting the big bender. He fouls it back. Sean says, on your Hawks channel, you should do a prediction show going over each game and whether we win or lose before the season starts next weekend. Well, Sean, I guess great minds think alike. We've got a show tonight. My show tonight with B&B is going to be over just the schedule tonight. So we're going to be doing a prediction show at 7. In fact, I got a hard out here in 2 hours, guys. I got a hard out. I got to be somewhere. So we got 2 hours on this. If this turns into like a 4.5 hour baseball fest, I won't be able to hold all the way through tonight on that one. But 7 o'clock tonight, Sean, we're going to be doing the baseball. We're going to be doing the Seahawks prediction, schedule prediction, NFL prediction show, and then we'll be doing more of a player prediction show on Tuesday. But it'll be in B&B show tonight, Sean, on that side of things. So got to do it for sure, man. Got to get on record what we think they're going to be and where they're going to go and all that stuff. So looking forward to it. Hope you'll be there. Baseball says, how's your day been, Crow's Nest? I'm having a great day, man. Just awesome. I got to hang out with my dad earlier on today. We chilled and chopped it up a little bit and went out and got a little food, got a little coffee going here. So I got a little bit of the Bucks going. Got a show later on tonight on the football channel. Man, I'm rolling. Life is good. I don't think baseball and beyond. I don't think Julio tripled there. I thought he just hit a double. Oh, he did triple. You're right. I'm an idiot. God, it looked like by the camera shot they were showing him on second base. He's fast. He's real fast. Sarah Vanilla says, short ball scores runs. I love seeing it. You know, I've been lamenting it here on this channel for quite a bit of this year and going into last year, which is the Mariners have played at the approach. They've got hitters that can hit with power. They've got hitters that can get really hot and carry a lineup even almost sometimes single-handedly for a good amount of time when they do get hot. But it remains to be seen at times throughout the course of this year if they've got guys that are going to approach the plate and be, smart in that approach and trying to go up the plate with a plan rather than everything feels reactionary to what the pitcher is doing. And so often that's how I feel here with our Mariner hitters, where they're just wildly swinging. They used to term this back in the baseball years as free swingers. You don't know what or when they're going to swing at. The control of the zone is just not there. And you can have a couple of these guys in your lineup that are that way, but if you have a lineup that is proliferated by free swingers, you're just going to not be able to produce runs all that consistently. You might have the games where you score an 8 or 9 run burst if everybody's hot, but just not consistently. So Castillo's got himself a little bit of breathing room to work with here. Starts out Omar Narvaez with a strike up on the inside part of the corner here. Castillo again working fast. A fly ball hit up into the air. He's moving all over the zone as he does with his plus stuff. Just making it hard for any of these hitters to really pinpoint where he's trying to attack them from. And, of course, he just finishes it up with so much of that movement on everything where they just looks like it's here, but you're going to swing here, and it's going to be about there. Probably be a foul ball or, you know. Star says, we got all Washingtonians in the house or what? I'm definitely out here on the east side, but still a Washingtonian, that's for sure. I think so. Woo, Blues got a big zone tonight. Inside pitch strike there. Just stay consistent with that, Blue. Ronnie Mauricio at the plate. 0-2, and Mauricio's pissed because he's got 2 pitches in a row that was a strike, but the last one was horrible ball that he was mad about probably. 1-2 here. Castillo working real fast. He likes to go fast. Big Country Gino has a shot at the strikeout record. He's got 177 at the moment. Oh, wow. What's the Mariners strikeout record? I would have thought Big Country Randy had put something on the board that was just insane. Like one of his years, he would have put didn't Randy put up a 300 at one point? Or is that one of the things where I'm just thinking of more legendary than he was with it? 2-2 count here. Nice job by Ronnie Mauricio there. Digs out a pitch for a base hit. Nicely done. Nicely done, nicely done, nicely done. Baseball and Beyond, Julio's my favorite player. It's a great player to have as your favorite player, man. You know, he epitomizes everything that you want a baseball player to be. And it's really kind of eerie a little bit in watching him at times because it is kind of like Junior reborn. Just in you have this guy that is kind of built a little bit like Griffey was. Plays fantastic defense. Has a joy for the game, can hit with average and power, a 5-tool prospect, good arm out there too. And, he's already able to realize a lot of his potential here so very young. And you're just getting started with him. That's the best part of it. You're just getting to see him, warm up and getting into it. And I think as much as he's your favorite player right now, wait till you get to see him in his prime. Wait till you get to see him become the full realization of the player that he promises to be. And I think that's one at this point that we don't know what that top end is going to be. The fun part about baseball is that there is a certain player model type you can go after and say, well, his upside's like this or his upside's like that. But, he may have Junior upside. He may have Lou Gehrig upside or whatever. Give me another center fielder out. Like he may have just some insane level of production when he gets into his prime. He's been really good to start things out. Castillo kind of searching his way through here a little bit in this inning with his control. 2-2 count here to Brandon Nimmo. So you get a nice little double play ball. Runners are going to go and try to steal, and he's going to get in there safe. Baseball and Beyond, Randy had 250 strikeouts. Okay. Well, it's a thin reach, and the thing is that they're gonna need a lot of Castillo down the stretch. So, he's gonna get the number of starts he needs to make it happen. Nice job there of staying on the bag there by Mauricio, keeping this. Sometimes you see those guys take their hand off at the slide, and there's that moment they're not touching the bag. 3-2 count. Ball. Close pitch there. MLB batting right strikeout record. I think Adam Dunn holds it with 225. Holy crap. That's you have 550 at bats in a season. That's a half year at bats you're striking out. What's up, Megan? It's good to see you in the house. Hope you're doing well. Let's go, M's and USC. Let's go. Sarvino says, yeah, I'm glad that we have a superstar like Julio locked down. He rings bells for the M's all throughout Major League Baseball. Very smart of the Mariners organization to reach out and get that done, this done deal so fast and so far ahead of it. Because you really are offering the player such a temptation that would be hard for anybody to turn down. You know, you've only had that 1 year. And, you know, he's going to likely have more of those years, but to give him that kind of contract and then still to build in the incentives where he can feel like, okay, if you happen to feel super underpaid, you got these incentives that'll kick in if you are that guy, if you are that player. 2-0 count here to Francisco Lindor. Castillo takes a walk around the mound here, rubs his face, takes a deep breath, tries to kind of reset himself a little bit. You okay? What was that about? Did you just have a nightmare? Goodness, you like jumped out of your deal. I thought somebody attacked you. They attacking you in your sleep? Is that what was happening? 2-1 count here to Lindor. Swing and a miss. 2-2. But it's a beautiful contract, Sour Vanilla, and it's, as I thought last year and ever even more now, it's going to prove to be a remarkable discounted rate that you're going to get him at. This ball's hit up a mile up into the air. Dylan Moore is underneath it there, and that will be out number 2. And having that discounted contract will mean that we'll be able to add that many more players along the way. And including a guy like maybe Ohtani. Baseball Beyond, who's better, Ohtani or Mike Trout? Well, it depends on if Baseball Beyond we're talking. It's Ohtani. I mean, Ohtani, even if we take out the pitching of Ohtani, it's probably still Ohtani. If we're talking about Mike Trout, prime Ohtani, it's close, I guess, a bit, but I would still probably take Shohei. All righty now, Jeff McNeil up to the plate here for the Mets. Takes strike 1. McNeil, not the best average this year, but he is hitting .327 with runners in scoring position. And he's so bossy. What are you bossing me around about? What are you doing? You're so silly. All right, we got a 0-2 count here for Castillo. Let's see if we can bury McNeil. Baseball and Beyond, nice cat. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. She's a good little kitty. She always has got to be up next to me when I go live. This ball's hit up into the air. Eugenio was underneath it out in foul territory, and he has got it. So that will be out number 3. Castillo with a nice 3 innings of work here. No runs. A hit and a walk here in this inning for the Mets, but nobody able to come home, and the Mariners are going to remain up 3-0. Sean Lee says, imagine Julio and Shohei hitting back-to-back. It's why I've leaned so hard for a while now, Sean, saying that this is the move the Mariners really should try to make as strongly as they can. It's obviously one that I'm not going to be alone in making the strong argument for them to do it. I'll be a sea of voices out there that say, go get Shohei, Mariners. This is the guy. Get this guy. You know, every fandom and every organization's out there kind of doing it. I think it goes a little bit, though, it goes a little bit beyond it with it when you consider our situation here and what it would mean to bring him in and what it would do for the ball club, what it would do for them as far as the ticket sales go, Sean. I mean, every night, I think if you had both Julio and Shohei in this lineup, you're putting that lineup out in the field every night. I think there's a very good chance you sell out every single home game or at least come very close to doing it. And that's got to be a part of the consideration. The fact this guy gets you over the top to potentially a World Series, if you add him into this lineup, it's got to be in consideration. You can kind of go down the line of why there's so many reasons this makes sense, but that would be an insane 1-2 punch. Whoever you want to have bat ahead of the other is going to be completely protected. You're not going to be able to pitch around one guy at that point to go to the other guy, which would just give you that insurance there for a guy like Julio, if it's him, and I would imagine it'd probably be 3-4 where you go Julio 3 and then Shohei 4 in the lineup. Then you got righty lefty, so you can split it that way too in the lineup between those two guys. Oh, it would be perfect. Perfecto. Megan says if I could have a player that was equal amounts of Ohtani and Trout on the M's, I'd be very happy. Me too. Me too. Cronus says it is time for Trout to request a trade out of that dumpster of an organization to save his legacy. So we'll give him Kelenic. They can trade us Trout. And then we'll put Trout in left field and we'll put Ohtani in right. Who says no? Who says no, I ask ye? I ask ye. 0-1 count here to tie France. Trying to be a little more patient at the plate here with this at bat. Bounces that ball foul as he second pitch swings. Patience lasted a pitch. Hope you're hanging in there, Megan. Ball's batted foul. Garth says no reason, no seasons at 300 Ks for Randy. I thought there was too, Garth, but I guess 250. So that's 70. That's 75 that Castillo's got to get to. He's got like 6 starts. That'd be hard to get to that spot. He'd have to have like 10 Ks per start to overtake Randy. I don't know if he'll get there. France 1-2 count. Come on, Ty, grind this at bat a bit, buddy. There we go. Off the end of the bat, little fly down, and it's going to drop for a base hit. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's the tie I know, is get a little good contact on the bat, even if you can't get a good solid stroke there. Sarah Vanilla says, hopefully we have a deep playoff push and it convinces him to come up. I'd love to see it too, Sour Vanilla. I really would. It was great too as well. I mean, I just was like so happy watching my fellow Seattleites and folks in Pacific Northwest when you have them there this all-star break, kind of just the perfect time to come in here and sort of like woo him a little bit outside of the regular games being played. And you had them chanting Shohei's name in the stands, and reporters, and Dylan Moore hits this one up in the air to right field, fairly deep, but not deep enough, and that'll be out number 1. And then you have reporters ask him about coming here, and he seems kind of like his response was very interesting. Let's just put it that way. It all does align up to me. If I was him in his position of why the Mariners would make so much sense above any other organization, this would be the spot. And hopefully Ichiro's out there doing the Lord's good work, burning that phone line up every chance he gets. Sam drips so hard, Haggerty steps to the plate. He is 0-1 here in this game. Trying to keep his batting average over the Mendoza line. Mendoza line. This ball's hit back, 1-1. Baseball and beyond. I hope the Mariners win too, man. Megan says, I say no, but I'm in a bad mood, so there's that be. Well, I just have to ask you tomorrow then. We'll have you hold off on your response till tomorrow. Ooh. Check, swing, strike, 1-2. Croto says, I think Trout's health problems are more to do with the Angels' medical staff than his own body failing him. Could be that. Could be that. I certainly would want to. I was kind of saying it in just sort of jest about trading for him in addition. To me, it's more Shohei, and then we'll figure. I mean, it's kind of more just ideal to have Kelenic out there on his rookie deal at that point. Fully realizing where he sort of teased at the start of this year. Give me Kelenic with like 280 and 25 bombs a year and decent defense in left field. But if you have the Angels willing to offload him and it's not going to cost a hell of a lot, I mean, I'm not saying no. Darwin Trout is made of glass, though. He has become glass-like. I'm not saying he's glassing, but every time he dives for a ball, it goes ksh. What are you crying about? What are you crying about? You got some things to say? Really? Okay, everyone can hear you. Let it out. All of it out. All of it out. Come on. Yeah, I know. Caballero up to the dish, 0-1 here. Check swing. Ooh, that did not look like he went, but they said he did. 0-2, 2 outs. Mariners up 3-0. Peterson's had to grind through this start on the hill for the Mets. He is just kind of searching and looking and finding, but he's actually done pretty decently considering you can just tell the guy doesn't have his A stuff, and he gets Caballero swinging and missing here for strike 3. That will take us to the middle of the 4th. Mariners remain up 3-0. Baseball Beyond, who do you think is the top 3 best Mariners of all time? Top 3 best Mariners would be Griffey would be number 1. Number 1, Griffey Jr. Jr. I would say Ichiro. And then I would say Edgar Martinez. That's my list. Griffey, Edgar, Ichiro, Big Country is the only answer. Yeah, there we go. Boom. We're of like mind, man. I can't give it to the unit because the unit was, number 1, he was a really, really late developing prospect with the Mariners. It wasn't a guy that got like some of the youngsters that we have for this year that have burst onto the scene the last couple of years. They're like 23 years old when they're reaching the show. You had Randy in his late 20s by the time he really was like finding his swing of things. So he had a dominant like 4 or 5 year period for the Mariners, but he didn't retire with the team. You know, he probably, as much as anything, if you ask him, considers himself a Diamondback. Very hard for me to have someone tell me that Edgar had not as good a full career playing his whole career with Seattle over the big unit. That's a toughie. I know you like Ichiro there, Megan. Nothing wrong with that. He deserves to be on that list. Garth, Randy had a Mariner season with 3. I thought he did. They were saying, the chat was telling me nowhere on that, or Garth. They're making me think I was having old man brain on that. It's like I was sure that there was a year of the season that Randy got 300. Megan, the unit is Randy. Big unit's Randy Johnson. The big unit. It's one of the greatest nicknames ever. Swinging a miss on a slider here. First pitch for Castillo, starting us off here in the bottom of the 4th with Mr. Alonso at the plate. Yeah, nobody's getting to 300 strikeouts in a year anytime soon, I don't think, from Mariner. Maybe that record gets touched at some point, but Randy was striking everybody out that year. He had a 374 K1 in Arizona. Oh, my Lord. How many batters did he face, Garth, that year in total? Ooh, this ball's rocketed out to left field. Base hit. Lonzo opening batter of the inning on base. Bashan Lee says top 3 Mariner pitchers. I just pet you. What are you doing the talking thing for? What's going on? You have so much to say. So many words and phrases. All right, here comes up this big softball hitting looking trash can. He kind of looks like when you get we got Thanksgiving coming up in a couple months. Vogelbach kind of looks like a Thanksgiving turkey. And like when you got all the little thing, like the strings pulling them all tightly together, but the fat parts are still coming out of the turkey. 2-0. We got hit on that one. Oh my God. I think Castillo hit the folds of his fat. If I was to make a guess. without having a chance to review the review where he hit him. Oh, man. It always makes me sad to see a fat baseball player. Like, you lazy POS. You're a professional athlete. For the love of God, man. Get on a treadmill. Have some respect for the sport. All right, so trouble. Ooh, DJ Stewart hits this one high and deep, and this is big time trouble off the wall. And it's going to roll for a while here. 2 runs are, oh, they're calling it a home run. Damn. Home run. Three. Boy, hit it to center field tonight, man. That's where the ball is carrying. He rocketed this one, though. You could tell this was going to be a tough one off the thing. He dug it out and sent it deep. Good swing there by DJ Stewart. Wasn't an awful pitch by Castillo. He got it low. He got really low and dug it up on out of there. Oh, I see. Yeah, it hit off the black back there. Whew. Boy, Castillo suddenly getting just mollywopped here this inning. Base hit out into right field. Pitchers. Randy Johnson, Moyer, and Felix, I think, would be my 3 pitchers. I can't. I think Big Country's list, your list and my list are the same. It's pretty clearly those guys, too. I don't think that there's really even a 4 or 5 that you would say, well, what about this guy? Can't really do a what about. Those are your 3. Yeah, 3-3 game now on that home run. We got a runner on first. Still nobody out in the bottom of the 4th. Garza's, 372 strikeouts and faced 994 batters. Whew. That's incredible. Basically whiffing 1 in every 3 guys. All right, let's see if Castillo can find himself here. He's gotten himself in a 1-0 count against Omar Narvaez. Come on here, Vin. Come on, Luis. Oof. Boy, suddenly everything the Mets are hitting that ball sent foul, but everything the Mets are all over Castillo all of a sudden. What the hell happened? Randy basically struck out 37% of the batters he faced in 2001. So hard to score when you're striking out that often against guys. Same probably have the Mariner lineup at times, and the strikeouts just go through the roof. It's hard to score, hard to keep rallies alive, hard to knock guys in because the strikeout's always around the corner. Castillo's got a 1-2 count here. He comes set. Able to stay alive is Omar. That's the bow foul. Megan, Trojans 35-17. What candy-coated opponent did they play today? Let me see what mighty opponent the Trojans went up against. Outside, 2-2. Nevada? All the teams do it, though. Can't give the Trojans hell for it. Every team does it. Everyone does it. Boy, Luis Castillo again almost hit another batter there in the feet like he did with Vogelbach. Something got lost this inning on Luis. I don't know what happened here. Three-two count. Runner's going to Nice job keeping an eye on the runner on first there for Castillo. Nobody out. Mariners to Mets tied up. Castillo trying to get himself out of trouble here. Takes a look over at first base, comes set. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, 95-mile-an-hour fastball, blew it by him. Out of number 1. GGK says, please throw that trash pitcher to the trash can. Castillo's pretty good, man. He's been one of our better pitchers this year. Garth is Nevada's Cap's old school. That's right. Kaepernick went to Nevada. He did indeed. No, that's true. He says, this time last year I was at Collie watching the 66-14 Rata Rice. Yeah. USC always picking those prime out-of-conference opponents. That powerhouse of a Rice program. I think USC's a little bit like the Dogs this year. They got a really good offense. They got some interesting pieces across the board, even on defense, but not quite enough to compete with the big boys out there in the SEC. 0-1 count here to Ronnie Mauricio, who had himself a base hit in his first at bat. Also a stolen base swing and a missed strike. Oof, laser beam. Out to center field, base hit. 2 runners on, and Castillo, I don't know if it's just maybe he's getting too much of the plate right now, and that seems that because it's not really as much missing high or low into the one given spot there, but he's kind of ending up in the middle of the plate with all these pitches right now, be it low or high. And the Mets hitters have gotten locked in this inning on it. Megan says, I was one row behind the Trojans bench, saw and spoke to Jerry Rice, and Coach Riley said he loved my accent. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I hear Jerry's pretty cool. I hear he's pretty cool, peoples. Garth, did you see Stanford and Cal jump to the ACC? I did, yeah. Not surprised. Pac-10's down to what, the Pac-2 now? It's going to be dissolved, and it sucks, but college football is changing. You know, it's in a state of metamorphosis. Brandon Nimmo up at the plate. He's 1 for 1. Also has a walk in this game. Castillo struggled to get through the bottom of the lineup. It's turned back over now. First pitch swinging. Nimmo sends it high up into second base. Infield fly rule here. Riley is cute, but not peak cute. Yeah, I imagine the number 80 jersey is probably a little bit of a touchy subject for all on that one. And John, it is a shame to see what's going on with the Pac-10. I think that this just is a thing too, though, where it's the second you went into the playoff mode, which, as I've said, is not the worst thing for college football to have done it, but this ball's hit on the ground, and this will be an easy play here for Castillo coming over there and covering, and that'll be out number 3. Castillo gives up 3 runs, but the game does remain tied here as we will go into the 5th. You had to go to playoff college football because that's what everybody wanted. That was going to kind of then remove some of the glamour and glitz and history that was behind the bowl games, and the bowl games kind of, to me, held up and pulled together the conference and their conferences in their own way. Especially like the Pac-10, especially the Pac-10 with the Rose Bowl, or Pac-12. And once that went away, and then you started adding this team and that team going away and this team coming and that team going, and now there's all up to 2 sets of divisions in the conference, and it just becomes a muddled mess that's eventually going to just be ever-changing way, I suppose. Wow, they got the guys off of Scrubs doing T-Mobile commercials. Those guys are leaning on that show for everything it's worth. Baseball and Beyond, no football. It'll be hard to talk no football, baseball and beyond. That's my main channel. Most of the folks in here come over from the Hawks Nest, so it's going to always tend to be probably a bit of a topic that gets raised. It's also the it's the starting day of college football season, so people are going to be hyped for that. You know, we're going to be ready to roll with that. Get some water, folks. 1 second. Okay. Crawford up to the plate here for Seattle. They will turn their lineup over as well here. He's 2 for 2 today. Ooh, Crawford hit on the hand. Oh, I hope that's not too bad. Oof. Right on the hand. That hurts. That hurts. Oh, that spot right on the hand here where it's really, really vulnerable. And you're sort of bringing it towards the ball. It's like two forces coming together there. Looks like Crawford's going to be... Uh-oh. He's going to come out of this game. Damn. Such an important... Oh, wait. What's going on? I guess we got a change in pitcher. Does that mean maybe he's okay? He was walking out, taking off the gloves like something wasn't great, but... Kitty says hi, Baseball and Beyond. She doesn't always say a lot. Let's get her into the shot. We need you more in the shot here, Kitty. We need you more right here. Right on to you. I guess the Mets just made a pitching change. They're going with Hartwig. Hartwig. Nitro Hawks says, aren't people saying Drake May is generational? I highly doubt it. I've never gotten to the point of calling him generational from my standpoint of things. I can see him being the number 2 overall pick in this class because he checks off enough boxes. He'll have enough production of 2 years coming out of Carolina. And that's where teams will see him on with that. But I can't say that I put him in the generational place. Big Country says, I love the quarterback class. There's probably 10 to 12 guys I really like. It's going to be as good a class, at least as far as the depth of it, as any we've seen in recent memory. It may not have as much top-end strength as we've seen as well at times in certain drafts, but it will have a lot of value to be had from about the 2nd to 4th round range. I feel strongly this is going to be a season where John Schneider truly does go out there and take a guy in the 2nd, 3rd round because he'll like these prospects. He'll probably fall for one of these guys. And the value, he'll look being very closely to what they were able to accomplish with the Russell Wilson pick, where you're getting a guy who might even have some sub-first round kind of ability to him, but you're getting him later. Julio squares up and shows a bunt here on the first pitch, but takes. Indeed, looks like Crawford's going to remain out there in first base, which is good to see. Just got him back from the concussion. Don't break our Crawford. Bunt again. Attempt here by Julio. He takes. I think the umpire was so confused by Julio showing bunt there that he called it a ball, even though that was probably a strike. Like, you're bunting? 2-0. Julio takes inside. That looked like 3-0, but the ump called it. Boy, the blue zone tonight has not been good. Is Angel Hernandez behind the dish tonight? Low. Ball 3. What should be ball 4? Julio 1 for 2 with the RBI triple in the third. Baseball and Beyond, would you say C.H. Abrams is a stud? Let me figure out who you mean. This ball's hit on the ground. Crawford. Oh, C.J. Abrams, I think is who you mean. He's okay. He's okay. This ball's hit back off the pitcher. This will be a base hit. Teoscar. Eugenio knocks this off the pitcher. Base hit will send Crawford over to third base. So you've got first and third, one man down. Eugenio just lined this right off of him. Pitcher shook it off. He's tough. Oh, that can hurt, man. When you're pitching and that thing hits you right back up, that can sting. I cannot feel very good. But yeah, I mean, Abrams, he doesn't get on base much. Maybe his fielding's just that awesome. I don't know a lot about him, but he's okay. Nothing special. I'll take Crawford. So Teoscar Hernandez indeed is going to step up to the plate. Right man, right time here. One of the hotter Mariner hitters in this lineup lately. Has hit 5 home runs in 7 games, including sending a shot in his last at-bat out to dead center. He's 2 for 2 with a solo home run and a single. A chance here with a fly ball to give the Mariners the lead here in the top of the 5th. Get ever closer towards that bullpen to maybe helpfully shut this down if they can get that lead. Surely Castillo's got at least 1 or 2 more innings. Teoscar takes ball 1 outside. Nice fly ball here, Tio. Ooh, nice breaking ball. That one had him kind of jerking. Some good movement there. Hartwig not looking to give him any kind of fastball here early on in this account. Looked like Tio was probably sitting on fastball there too. He's probably going to go back breaking ball again, I'd imagine. And he does. Strike. Tio was still looking fastball there. He just took 2 pitches that are pretty meaty pitches, but he's looking fastball there and just if it's a breaking ball, I'm just not going to do anything with it. Nice pitches there by Hartwig. You know he's coming back with it again. And indeed he did. This one sent up to right. This might be far enough for Crawford. We'll see. We're going to have a play at the plate. He's throwing it on into the plate. Crawford gets home, and the Mariners score a run for 3. Take back the lead. Teoscar did just enough on that one. Another couple feet in, and it might not have been enough. But that's all it took. That's all you needed. It got the job done. Crawford always ends up running with his feet, knocking the back of his helmet after it falls off. All right, Cal Raleigh's going to switch over to the left-hand side of the dish now with the runner still on first. Raleigh 1 for 2 with a single earlier on in this game. Nitro, I'll trust whoever they take at quarterback, obviously with Russ, and they liked Mahomes and Allen a lot. Me too. I got a lot of trust with this organization and their ability to look at quarterbacks. Not to mention, let's also not forget that they ran with Nitro Geno. You know, the knowledge and confidence to go with Geno when that was not the popular opinion to do so. It's one thing when you find a quarterback or get somebody that everybody's like, yeah, we all love that guy. No duh, you want that guy to be your quarterback. It's another thing when you're unearthing a guy that nobody thought was going to be anything. 1-1 count here to Cal Raleigh. Outside, ball 2. Ball 3. Garth says, oh yeah, Garth, I got Ward 3rd or 4th round. And he could elevate himself, Garth. All these guys can this year with their performance. So he's not locked in there. Raleigh took a nice, mighty big hack at that one, sent it foul. He was looking to yard that one. But Ward certainly has a chance to push himself even higher up that board. I do agree with Big Country. I think that right now Penix looks like he's got the makings of a guy that will slide into the late first. Kind of in that Kenny Pickett area of things of the draft. Raleigh tries to get this low and dig it out. It is going to be fouled back into the seats, and it will remain 3-2. Megas, I just pray Caleb doesn't end up on the Cardinals. That team will destroy him. Sadly, Megan, and there's a really good chance that ends up being the way that all plays out, because I don't know who in the NFL is going to be worse than the Cardinals this year. I don't know if did you, Megan, have a chance to see the clip going around of Coach Gannon with the Cardinals at that team meeting? Ugh. Guy looks like a complete nightmare. Raleigh swings at a pitch about 5 inches off the plate and fouls it back with his big, long lumber. Helps when you got that big, long lumber. Three-two count here to Cal. And swung another one far off the zone there, just deciding he's going to swing no matter what. Kind of there is Cal. And that will take us on into the middle of the 5th inning here with the Mariners up 4-3. Big Country Pew Pew, Coach Gannon. I'm going to put together a video. I was not going to do it off just the Pew Pew. His Pew Pew was funny and hilarious to me on its own, but then he gave me the cherry on top, and now I'm going to have to put a video together of the Cardinals coach. And I might have to have some fun at his expense. Because the press conference is literally, I think every word that comes out of his mouth is cringy. And you look at the players it's not a press conference, it's a team meeting. And every player in the team meeting is sitting there with this, it's day one. And their eyes are glazed over like, oh my God. This is going to be our guy. This is the guy leading us to the promised land. No. It's horrible. And Nitro, I agree. I don't think Geno's fallen off any kind of cliff. And the people that do say that don't tend to have a lot of basis behind saying it. It's a statement that they make, blindly without anything beyond all he did was last year. It was just a 1 year off. Things just broke right for him last season. They have nothing to go off of why it will happen and what will be the cause of it. There's no, and when you get no details or anything that is a specificity, then that's when somebody's just operating off some base emotional. Boy, that pizza looks good. Man, that pizza looks really good. Ooh, they even cooked it a little extra. They even just they gave it a little extra. Oh, it needs more pepperoni on it, but that pizza would definitely do. That would definitely fill me up. God, now I want pizza bad. Why do they got to show that stuff? What are you guys trying? We ain't in New York right now, you a-holes. I can't order a New York pizza like you guys can there. Yeah, Garth, I'm glad I wasn't the only one, man. I'm over. If you guys just see me start to drool here in a second, they just showed some New York pizza like being brought out of the oven. This ball's hit up in the air and this is trouble. Oh, almost a great play by Dylan Moore. He was tracking it down and he made a dive for it. He just couldn't keep it in his glove. Yeah, I always. They brought the pizza out of like the fresh cooking thing, and then they do the cutter over the top of it. Oh my God! I'll take the whole thing. All right, Mariners get a little bit of breathing room, and it's giving right back here a little bit. Tough sledding here as Castillo last inning and a half just can't quite get back in that groove he was in there. There we go, a little fly ball out into right field, but this is going to allow the runner to definitely get over as Dylan Moore does not have a great arm out there. And indeed, it's where you're seeing outfield defense factor in today a little bit. You saw it with Haggerty out and left. You're getting a little bit with Dylan Moore out and right. And this is when you know, these are like little subtle stats, those subtle points in a game where you lose some runs and lose some moments because you just don't have a guy who's a plus fielder out there. And when you have a couple of guys at the same moment that aren't plus fielders, it really shows up. Garcia definitely needed more pepperoni, though. Yeah, definitely needed. It would have been a perfect pie at that point. Beautiful play by Caballero. This ball was hit on a line, and he had to jump. The Mariners were in. The infield was up. So no time for Caballero to react out there. He had to dive to his left. Cat-like quickness out there from Caballero. And that will be out number 2. A big play right there. Nice job. Two outs. Outside ball 1 here to DJ Stewart, who launched a 3-run home run in his last at bat. Big old forearms bulging there underneath his jersey here. Come on, Castillo. Strike him out. Make him pay for what he did to you last time. Swing and a miss. Strike. Oh, yes, Megan. I'm only pepperoni on pizza. In my opinion, that's all God should have allowed on pizza. We as a human race went wrong when we started deciding you needed more. 1-1 count. Outside, ball 2. Kronos says, hey, remember Gannon's someone that the Cards are willing to tamper for. I'd be my ass off. Yeah, I guess. When you want a hot commodity like that that's just so articulate and can speak to the younger generation, you don't wait on that. You don't play by the rules to get that guy. Another slider here for a strike. 2-2 here to DJ Stewart. Castillo can get out of trouble here. Come on. Foul. Good job. Megan says, well, it was nice being friends with you. Be vegan here, remember? I understand that. I feel for you vegans. And I'm just, unfortunately, we just have to say, if you guys have to just come over and learn how to eat pepperoni pizza. That's really the bottom line. You got to just learn to love it. 2-2 count here. Batted on the ground to Ty France. He picks it up and he'll walk over to first base for out number 3. And Castillo doing a nice job to work himself out of a little bit of trouble here. We will go to the top of the 6th. The Mariners are up 4-2-3. Gar says if Caleb goes to the desert, I'm buying jersey for any one Lucky Cards fan in the chat. Megan says note to self at my party, no pizza for B or all pepperoni. One of the two, Megan. You know, go with one of the two directions on that one. Can't go wrong either way. I really want some pizza now, though, by the way. Bad. God, that lady's scary looking. Real freaky deaky, man. Dominic Leone. Leone. Who got Gioliotto? Let's get an update on the scores here. Let's get an update on these major league scores right around the league. Let's look around the league right now, shall we? Taking a quick jolt around the league, the Yankees are down in the top of the fifth to the Houston Astros, 4-3. Out there in the Twin Cities. Down in the heart of Texas, the Rangers find themselves down 6-5 to the Minnesota Twins. Does kind of feel like this is all going to come down to us and the Astros at the end of the day, doesn't it? It's always felt like Texas is just sort of flirting. We're just sort of flirting with the division. Oh my gosh, man. Ty France got hit. And he is... Boy, him and Crawford both hit. And France right on the elbow. France leaned over right now, clutching his elbow. And quickly it looks like he's just going to go into the Mariner dugout. Yikes. Really speaks to how much movement these pitchers have on these pitches, where these hitters are really starting their swing because the ball is in the zone before it's actually getting over and hitting them. You see so many of these guys take these hits that are so hard because the ball's got so much insane movement. You know, he's starting his swing and then it opens up that elbow underneath here. And if you had been instead turning away like that, away from the pitch, it's not France's fault. We saw the very same thing happen to Crawford the prior inning, where you just, the movement is so crazy. You always have to kind of be in that hitting position and ready to just about swing the bat up until the last moment when you actually know that it's not going to get into the zone. So Dominic Canzone is in the zone right now, hopefully here. Mariners up 4-0. France will step out of the game. Be pitch run for. Canzone sends this hard and deep down the line. Will it stay fair? It will! Home run, Seattle Mariners. Dominic Canzone golf shot this one out into right. I say it once, I say it a million times. Do not miss low and inside on a lefty hitter. They will kill you if you do so. And this was supposed to be out over the plate where the catcher set up. It ended up inside and low. And Canzone put this into the second deck. 400-foot shot by Canzone puts the Mariners up 6-3 here. Some much-needed insurance. And Sam Haggerty will step up the plate. Canzone wasn't sure after he hit it. He sort of had to stay in the batter's box and keep an eye out and make sure. Is it going to stay fair? It's right down the line. Beautifully, beautifully done. I think we got a Dom Bomb. It's so good. I got a little piece of pie and a little bit of a home run from a Canzone. Calzone in the zone. Called it. Garza's Astros -110 to win the division. Mariners +200. Rangers +300. Oh. They don't like the Astros' chances, huh, Garth? Ball's going to be hit up high and foul. Megan says, wow, analyst voice, B. Love it. I do that all the time. Take a stab around the league, folks, and take a look and see what we've got going around Major League Baseball today. Some great action going on. Let's get in depth with it. I start talking like that all the time. I can always call upon that voice. I got that father with the DJ background, Megan, so I used to listen. He's got you ever heard my dad talk? He's got the big-time radio voice. He's one of those guys talking, oh, you got to be on the radio with that voice. Oh, Haggerty fell back 3-2 here. Hags staying strong, hanging strong. There's up 6-3 here, top of the 6th. And he's going to draw a walk. There we go. I do have a hard out tonight, folks, at about like 6:40-ish or so. So I don't know if the game will be over quite by that point. Especially with Showalter changing pitchers like, change outfits here. What's going on? You don't like what you like, Buck. What are you doing here? Why are they all giving their cards to Buck Showalter? That was weird. Mega says, how the heck are we friends, B? You love Craig, I adore Zorn. You like pepperoni, I love veggies. I'm allergic to cats and you're crazy cat dad. I just don't get it. I don't know, Megan. I don't know. Some things there just isn't an explanation for, you know? What are you going to do? They just don't make sense even when they make sense. Bye for Dohabit. How you doing? It's good to see you in the chat. Megan says, I'm not sure I'll be on for the B&B show all the time. No worries, Megan. I'll be back on Sunday tomorrow too. So I'll be doing my stream tomorrow as well. Got a bit of plans with that too. So either way. Either way. It's nice about getting this lead too, is you can send Castillo back out for another inning. Hopefully get another 6th inning out of him. Then you just have to go to the bullpen for 3. That wouldn't be bad. And New York still looks packed. It's 9 at night there, and it still looks like the streets are just filled to hell out there. So what do we got here? Is this the third or fourth pitcher here for the, I guess it's only the 3rd pitcher technically. For the Mets, Sean Reed Foley. I still maintain that hyphenated last names, you should pick a last name. Nobody should be allowed hyphenation. One or the other. You want to be a Reed or you want to be a Foley? Won't be both. Caballero up to the plate here now. Tough little day at the dish for him. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Megan says, I just really need some time with my best dude whose name is not Brandon. I appreciate that, Megan. No worries. Tell Ollie I said hey. Tell him I said what's up. Gabby, ready on this one now. High. Strike. Oof. Tough call. James says, let's go. M scoring runs with runners in position. How about that? How about that, man? Not too shabby. Gotta give him some credit too. They've got 6 strikeouts in this game, but it doesn't feel like they're striking out as much in this one too. It feels like, and the strikeouts are coming more with them working counts more than it is them just being real aggro early on in counts. So that's been another encouraging part of it. Caballero's going to step back in here now. 0-2, see if he can grind his way through this at bat a little bit. Wonder if maybe you send Haggerty here 0-2. And they do. They do. Mets were kind of technically looking like almost a sub pitch out there. It wasn't a pitch out, but it's just a fastball that looked like the pitcher threw it high on purpose on that one. Yeah, the catcher was ready for that, like he was going to go right from the start on that one. But you go 0-2 there because you think that the pitcher's probably likely to throw a curveball or an off-speed pitch, which gives your runner that much more of an opportunity to then go steal that bag. I guess they call a strike on that. And Haggerty drips so hard, is going to get in for another stolen base into third. Swing and miss by Crawford. Only one man down. Mariners with a nice chance to steal another insurance run here. How did they call that as a strike 3 on Caballero there with the previous pitch? That was lame sauce. A 1 count here to Crawford. 2 for 2, hit by a pitch. 2 runs. Big swing and a miss. 0-2. Gar says, Brando, those numbers I sent earlier meant Astros are favored to win the division behind Seattle, then Texas. Oh, okay. I never can understand odds too well, man, when I look at them. Ooh, yikes. Crawford got caught looking for a breaking ball, and he got a fastball right down the middle. And he can't believe it. He's like, that guy threw me a fastball, 0-2. Ballsy pitch. He technically missed with it, too. The catcher wanted that a little bit higher, and the pitcher ended up getting that low. Julio steps up to the dish now. He had a triple in this game. Just missed a home run. Takes ball 1 for 3 with a run. I think this pitcher needs to get some more tattoos on his arms. I don't think he's got quite enough. I can still see the back of his hand. Julio bounces this one on the ground. This is going to potentially be a tough play. And Julio's going to be safe. We've seen him beat so many of these out. He was flying down the base pads. He hit it right into the ground. It took a big, long hop before it got to the fielder. And by the time it did, he had already covered enough ground to get to first and be safe. So RBI there for Julio. 7-3 Mariners. Always hustling. Always hustling, Julio. And he's jacked up, and as well he should be. Nice job here by the Mariners to create some breathing space here, breathing room as we go through this game. Offense getting it done today. Eugenio up to the plate. Julio's going to steal, and he's going to get in there easily. Runner quickly in scoring position, 0-1. I guess it makes sense though, Garth. They're also thinking about Verlander being the addition that's been added there. That's gonna, they're a monster. They're the World Series champs, So I guess they deserve to, be kind of put in that consideration. I hope we beat the hell out of them this year. I really do. 0-1 count here to Suarez. Outside, ball one. Nitro says, I can't wait for Bosa news. Hopefully we will get it soon. You're thinking signing or you're thinking not signing? Nothing's come through down the line as far as a trade really that I've heard of with it. So I think eventually it will be a signing that gets done, but it's taken them a good amount of time to get there. 2-1 count here to Eugenio. Garth says, I'm only starting to get used to the odds with local casinos allowing it as of recent. Yeah, Washington's got to allow the some of this wager stuff to go down, Garth. Like, I'm trying to do my underdog thing, and people in Washington can't even really use the underdog app. It makes it hard for me as a sponsor of them to, like, utilize my code and be making them look like they're getting the return on that, because it has to be people out of state, essentially, to use the app. With my code. They didn't know that too, I don't think, when they were doing the sponsorship. So And I want Bosa to hold out for 8 weeks as well. Just take the season off, Nick. Rest your body up. Don't get paid until you get what you deserve. May says, I am not a betting person after studying odds and whatnot at school. I swear it's part of my math class when I was in grade 12. I'm trying to get better at it. I like to play some of these games on Underdog this year. I'm just going to have somebody use my code from out of state. Hey, Eugenio Suarez holding strong here with a 2-2 count. Julio in second. Mets pitcher Reed Foley breathing heavy out there on the hill. Swing is strike 3. And that will be out number 3 here. And the move into the bottom of the 6th. Mariners up 7-3. Skyler says, I love how accustomed we've all become to Julio just doing Julio things, laughing out loud. Yeah, he's crazy, man. He's only Ichiro's the other guy that I can remember in Mariner history who's a guy that could just hit a little bit of a slow, easy, normal ground ball out to the left side. It's the type of ground ball you see probably a dozen times over the course of a game. Easily it'll be going to be a throwout, and every time they turn into an exciting play because they're going to be almost safe every time. You see the fielders rushing up on balls that they normally wait to get to them. You see them just make a nice, normal play with it where they gather it up, make the throw, don't do anything crazy, and he just gets in there safe. It's pretty crazy how fast those two guys were. Especially Julio doing it because he's a right-handed guy out of the box. With being a lefty like Ichiro was, that always gives you like a step or two, a step and a half more quickness over to first base. Because by the time you're through your swing, you're already basically up the line. Nitro, I highly doubt the Niners winning against the Eagles with Purdy. Yeah, that's a tough one for me too with them. I don't, you know me though, Nitro, I'm not big on Purdy at all. Skyler, insurance run at a key moment for an RBI, another hit to add to his AL leading hit count, another multi-hit game, and closing in on 30 stolen bases. He's been so impressive this year, man. And we don't know where this guy's going to top in at. We don't know where his prime or where he will finish at when he's done with his development in full. Where's he going to land as that player at that point? Can he hit 30 home runs? Can he hit 350 bombs a year? Can he become that guy? He's got the potential, I think. Megan says, I don't have the money to lose. I don't either, Megan. They the sponsorship gave me like a free credit on the app. So that's one of the reasons I'm going to be playing with it myself this year. I've kind of always wanted to do it because I think there's some stuff there where it's like easier on like the Underdog app to be able to like bet on certain stuff. I like being able to bet on guys like season bets where you're like, this guy's going to throw for more than 3,700 yards this year. Like there's a couple of those bets on there that are wagers on there that are like easy. Like absolutely, is Trevor Lawrence going to throw for more than 3,700 yards this year? Yes. I'll put that bet down. Skyler says NDO though. That's Julio, baby. Hell yeah. Oh, to the yes. All right, Castillo's got a 3-1 count here to the opening batter in the inning, Mark Vientos, who was 1 for 2 with a single in the fourth. Ball's batted up into the air, skied high and deep and gone. Boy, Castillo's been hit pretty hard today. Need those insurance runs, man. And he left that one up high, right over the middle of the dish. Usually he's out on the edges, kind of nibbling more around the edges and where he's working. And it's been a little bit more today of Luis kind of right in the middle of the plate. Megan says, I don't think I can use the app, not being in the U.S. Yeah, it's probably got some restrictions. I guess that wasn't that bad. He got extended. Put a good swing on it. So nobody out. 7-4 Mariners. Luis Castillo with the wind and still kind of not on the spot here. Also just kind of finds himself behind in counts today a bit too much. Not an A-sharp Luis today. 2-0. He says, I hope T-Law throws that much. He's in my QB and Fantasy B. Yeah, I mean, he's going to throw for at least 4,000 yards, Megan. Maybe not 4,505, but he'll throw for at least 4. That's right. Garth, I don't have the money to lose either, but luckily for the casinos, I ignore that and grab cash from credit cards. Well, the casinos don't care, do they, Garth? They don't care how they get as long as they get it. Sour Vanilla, 7-3, yes. 7-4 Sour Vanilla. They just hit a shot off Luis. They parked one on Park Avenue. Three and two count here from Luis Castillo. And boy, just can't find his place. I think it's time to go ahead and get to the bullpen here. I've seen enough if I'm a manager at this point. Geez, GGK, on one tonight, buddy. You not a big fan of the Mariners, or are you just playing, just being funny? Yeah, good job, Scott. You got to pull him out at that point. He's done. He's lost his mojo here last inning and just has not been able to recover it really since. Nitro Hawk, what position do I think J-Rod would play in football? Probably receiver. He runs so well, you probably do receiver or an H-back tight end. One of the two. He might be a hell of a safety back there too. He'd be a big, strong safety, a little bit like Cam type back there. Gar says, did the Mets take 2 or 3 from the Rangers? I don't think so. Rangers, by the way, down 6-5 at the top of the 7th to the Twinnies. Oh, yeah. The Rangers got 2 of 3 from the Mets. So it went the other way. It was the other way around. Astros now losing to the Yankees, by the way, 5-4. So we're definitely getting the results out there tonight that we want to see. Castillo not his best outing this year. 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Just couldn't quite find his stride tonight after he got past the first couple of innings. Big Country, they're pulling him already. He just didn't have it tonight. 4 earned runs, 2 walks, and only 2 Ks is pretty bad. Yeah, he just didn't. And in the last inning and a half, it's gotten worse. It was okay to start things, but it really started to go downhill. And then, the team's giving him some insurance here. It's just there's too many hard hit balls coming off these bats of the Mets all of a sudden. Sometimes he just defies explanation. Everything could be locked in and good. There's a little bit too much of the meaty portions of the plate here as this game's gone on. Got to stay out of that area. Doesn't even matter if you got plus stuff. You're going to get lit up a little bit if you stay in that area. Megan's with me. J-Rod wide receiver. Yeah, I think wide receiver would probably be his best spot. Greg Spire out now. The lefty is going to come out here and get into a 1-1 count here against Ronnie Mauricio, who is 4 for 5 this series. Garden Knight says, got to say I'm bummed about Hancock. When the M's took him 6th overall, I had hope, but you never know with these health of these cats. Strike. Nice job there, 1-2. Did we get Garth? Was there an update on Hancock? Is it like they're just going to shut him down and he's let the arm quiet down, or was there actually like he's going to need Tommy John type thing going on? It does suck, though, with what he has going on with him. It's why you want to build a really deep pitching rotation because, as we saw this year, I mean, Marco Gonzalez and Robbie Ray and Graham Hancock, you've had a couple of your injuries to your starters. You got to call upon the depth of the rotation, which has been nice. But it does suck about Hancock. One of those guys you do have still some high hopes for here with this rotation in the future. And, it's tough. Sour Vanilla, we need a reliable closer. What do you think about Homie from the Angels coming back? It's always tough going out there in the open market, going and getting closers from other teams. And then if you're going to pay them, it's not really a place that I'd like to be in with that. I do feel like you can kind of find it from within. I know Munoz hasn't been completely great this year, but I still think that he's a guy, or Brash even, that you could end up charting into that role, and it'd be probably a better way to go, and you could save the money and spend the money better elsewhere. I look at like closers a lot like I look at like kickers in baseball. There are some really good ones, but it's a position that's strike 3 by Greg Spire. Nice job battling on that bat there. Mauricio did not let him off the hook easily, and he was able to get the K. Some explosive stuff there on that slider there. But yeah, it's just with light kickers, you pay the price for kickers, and then even when you think you got a good guy, it gives you a down season, and it's just tough to predict with that. So just try to find the guy that's the hot hand in a given particular year, and see if you can roll with that guy. All right, we got ball 1 here to Brandon Nimmo. 1 man down. Mariners up 7-4 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sour Vanilla, I trust Munoz over Brash. I do too. I was only mean you go to Brash if it just completely fails out with Munoz. Ball 2. 2-0. Megan, kickers in baseball B. I look at baseball closers like kickers in football, Megan. So closers are the guys you bring in at the end of games in the 9th inning to wrap it up as far as the final pitcher in there. And it's a specialized spot. Like you have your bullpen, which is already specialized, and then you have your closers in the bullpen, which is highly specialized. And he was asking if we should be taking a look at a closer, maybe even potentially trade or I'd maybe trade for a guy, but not sign a guy, that's for sure. 2-2 count here to Brandon Nimmo, lefty on lefty action here with Greg and him going at it here. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 straight strikeouts here from Greg Spire. Good to see him bouncing back. He was out there a couple nights ago, not looking so hot. But looks like he's back to rolling here. Got him in on an inside fastball there. 2 men down, bottom of the 6th inning. Megan, yeah, I missaid that. It's my bad. You know what I meant, though. Breaking ball inside, strike. Sour says we just got that one dude from the Angels on waiver, Dominic something. Oh, okay. He was with us like Dominic Leone. Leone. And I don't know if he'd be a catcher for you in the future, but it's a good bullpen arm. He's been around quite a bit. He's with us in 2014, something like that. 1-1 count here to Francisco Lindor. Foul back, 2-1. Sour Vanilla, I dig Spire too, man. He's looking good today. He's looking real good. Ooh. Oh, as he gives up a home run. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy. 7-6 now. Mariner Mets. Spire, not a bad pitch. Just a good swing there by Lindor, and he was able to squeeze that inside the foul line. Much like we saw Dominic Canzone do it to the other side right field earlier. This is going to be a bunt, and this will be a base hit bunt. Dang. Meg says, I know this may be a dumb question, but is there anything that can be done to prevent Tommy John's injuries be? I think that the thing that could prevent it is you would ask guys to attempt to work on location and delivery of pitches over velocity. But the problem is that everybody is teaching velocity. And that means that everyone's going to try to throw as hard as they can all the time. It's a little bit like the equivalency of what they do at the plate now. Everybody's about swinging 100% as hard as you can every time, even if you're in a 2-strike count. So you see, if you look across the league, that the velocity rates have gone through the roof for pitchers everywhere. 94 miles an hour is now the average starting fastball in Major League Baseball. Like, that used to be plus stuff. Now that's average. And when you're asking an arm to throw that like that and put that much stress on it by throwing it that hard with that much kind of almost violence to make it go that hard, you're probably going to get more of the shoulder and arm injuries at that point. It's just going to come with it. And it's, as far as it's being taught to these pitchers coming up, it's not really taught of injury prevention outside of stretching and keeping, ancillary muscles strengthened. But all of the coaches are teaching, it is about the power, because the more power, even on whether it be a fastball or breaking ball, if it's a breaking ball, the more power you throw is going to give you a better spin rate. And the more spin rate, the more movement. So it's not even just about how hard you throw it like a fastball. And if you have guys, I think, that are able to more just kind of work on location of pitches than exactly how much they're, throwing velocity-wise, it might be a bit different, where you're not trying to put it up to 133% on every throw. So not a lot you can do about it, in my opinion. Not much that can be done, really. John says, well, that lead just exited stage left. Can't stay on top of this Mets team tonight, man. You'd think that a team like this, out of the playoff contention, we're into September, maybe they'd start to kind of phone it in a little bit. But they have stayed step for step with us. Anytime we've scored a run, they've come right back and scored on their other side of it themselves. So I was figuring tonight too because I had to do an early stop that this game was going to be one of those 3.5, 4 hour games from the Mariners. So looks like that's probably what it's going to be here as we go through this. Matt Brash will step out to the hill now. 65 games this year, 3.47 ERA, 57 innings pitched, 91 strikeouts, 23 walks, 4 saves. Hopefully he can come out here and work hopefully in more than an inning. Yeah, mechanics help with the Tommy Lee. I mean, the mechanics will help if there's less of you, being just kind of a free and easy delivery, and maybe you're trying to all upper body your throw, what some pitchers will do. Strike there by Brash. But I don't know. Most of these guys, even then, still will just throw with so much. You can see all of them. They're trying to throw as hard as they can every time. Like Brash, you're getting it as hard as I can throw every throw. And when you throw like that, you're just going to put abnormal amount of stress on your elbow and arm. Carson's the best MD for the Tommy Lee John procedures. Dr. Feelgood, who has offices in LA. He's the one that gonna feel good. He's the one that's gonna make it feel all right. Garth, Dominic Leone is Sergio Leone's great grandson. I didn't know that. His grandfather was born on the set of For a Few Dollars More. That's a total lie, by the way. It's a good lie. You would have gotten me with it, man. I'm on board with it. Really? You don't say. Interesting. All right, 1-2 count here on Pete Alonso. 7-6 Mariners. Runner on first. Brash with the wind. Strike 3 on a gnarly little slider right there that caught Alfonso completely crooked on his knees. Bent. And not able to pull the trigger on the bat. So the Mariners will maintain the lead as we go into the final 3 innings of play. 7-6. Megan says, got a drinking game for y'all. Whenever B says Tommy Lee instead of Tommy John, take a drink. You'll be under the table in a few seconds. The Tommy Lee John surgery. The Tommy Lee John surgery. That's my reference for it. So when I call it Tommy Lee now, I'm just shorthanding the Tommy John. That's how I look at it. I'm removing the one less letter that I have to say, as far as I'm concerned. I'll be right back, folks. 1 second. He's the one that makes it feel all right. Cinnamon rolls are good. Teoscar Hernandez up at the plate here. Hits this high, far, deep, right at the warning track where it will die there on the vine. Another hard hit ball there by Teoscar Hernandez for out number 1. Megan, we might have to say that for Thanksgiving B. We might have to on that one. It's good drinking game, though. I like it. You want to say hi to everybody? What are you doing? What are you smelling? Lots of sniffing. All right, Cal Raleigh up to the dish here. 1 for 3, batting from the left-handed side of the plate. Swinging him, and Cal's gotten his money worth tonight. That is for sure. Hi. Big Country says, yeah, pitching injuries have skyrocketed recently with the velocity and stuff. It's sort of like you can't get one without the other. And there are guys that are able to pitch and throw really hard and stay healthy, and that their bodies are accustomed to being able to handle that stress. It comes down to, though, for me, it's one of those places like we see in football where the body just wasn't really meant to violently throw this ball in that manner over and over and over again in that way. And so if you just happen to have a kind of the genetics where that doesn't really fit to what you can do and are capable of getting done, then you're going to get these injuries popping up. You don't see a lot of the soft tossers, a lot of the control guys, your Greg Maddux types. Not that there's a lot of those guys in the league left anymore, but you don't see a lot of those guys getting the arm injuries. Megan says, hey, Pumpkin. Ollie says, and his kitty say hi. They say hi, kitty. She's like in the levee right now. This ball's hit hard out into right there. Cool. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Cool. Thanks. All right, Brandon's going to let me bump this through a little bit on our show, so we'll be doing 7:30 on the B&B. Mike Ford up to the dish, 1-2 here. He's taking over for France, who got hit, hopefully not hurt too bad. Ford hitting 228 on the year. Ball 2-2. Mets out with their 4th reliever here today. Steve McClellan says, walking my chihuahua. He's sniffing too. They got to smell everything, don't they, Steve? Mike Ford's got himself there into a 3-2 count now. Matt Brash prowling the dugout like a panther. Ford set up here, ready to go on the 3-2 count. And Ford gets under this pitch and sends it a mile into the air, foul. Garth says kind of dangerous to call it Tommy Lee surgery shorthand. A couple of pitchers have gone to Dr. Feelgood for Tommy Lee Johns and only received the male enhancement portion. That's why you got to make sure you ask the doctor the right questions, man. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will be out number 3 here for the Seattle Mariners. We will go into the middle of the 7th. See if Brash can hold this lead together. Mariners up 7-6. He says, OB, just to let you know, the Rugby World Cup starts this coming week from France, so I'm not sure I'll be around all that much, as I will be cheering on my All Blacks and their run for a 4th cup. No worries, Megan. We're going to be going hard this week, though. So we got the Seahawks football starting up next Sunday, so I'm going to be rolling hot and heavy all through the week this week. We'll be definitely doing a Wednesday show this week, Sunday show, all that good stuff. So. But we'll be good. We've been having a bunch of other mods jumping in there too, Megan, on the chat lately. So it's been good. We've got enough folks in there being able to handle business, hold it down. Is that itchy? Is that itchy? Megan says, I guess you may just have to miss me again if I can be around. Sounds good, Megan. Sounds good. Nitrock, if you streaming the Lions Chiefs game just for the heck of it or nah? I've got the Thursday B&B stream on that night, Nitro. So we'll probably, I bet, eventually down the road when we get really into rolling with stuff, we'll probably do more of a Thursday night, potential game down the line. But strike. I've got that show that night with B&B, and there's also going to be, I can tell, I'm trying to get about 3 uploads done this week for the preseason of a couple guys I want to feature in a few videos. So I'll probably be trying to get those knocked out before the start on Sunday, if I can. I'm working on a Derek Hall video right now. Trying to get that one done. I wish I was faster in my process. 1-1 count here for Matt Brash on Vogelbach. He gets under this pitch and will send it up into the air. Mike Ford's underneath it for out number 1. Garth, Thursday Night Football should be on Amazon, yeah. All of them are Amazon games, I believe. It's going to be a fun one. Do I got any... I think I'm starting Sky Moore, I think, over Brandon Ayuk on that, Megan. I think I'm going to go with Sky Moore and the Chiefs over Ayuk. I'm not sure I trust Ayuk out there against the Steelers week 1. Nice pitch there by Brash. Slider right outside on the back portion of the plate. He's looking pretty sharp here to begin things. 0-1. Inside ball. Referred to Hobbit says, call 911. DJ Stewart is coming up to bat. Yeah, he's kind of the guy that brought this thing back together from the Mets in this game with that 3-run home run. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Nitrous says, I'm assuming you're doing a B&B on Tuesday and Thursday again. That's right. That's going to be our schedule this year, Nitro. So we'll be doing 7 o'clock on Tuesday and I think an 8 o'clock show on Thursday. So it'll be hard to do Thursday night game, at that point because we're doing the other side of it. But eventually I'll probably, as we really get rolling to where there's definitely a market for people wanting to see it, we'll do some of the Thursday night games with me and Brendan probably working it out from a schedule standpoint. Cal Raleigh got hit up in the throat a little bit there. Kind of rubbing his neck on a foul. Got all that protection on, and then there can still be sometimes a way for it to find its way through. 1-2 count. 1 man down here for the New York Mets. Outside, ball 2. Megan says, I'll be out for B&B this Tuesday as I have another fantasy draft on at the same time. Nice, Megan. Going hard. Yes, I joined a late. Hey, it's what happens, Megan. It happens to everybody. The fever will get you no matter what. 2-2 count here to DJ Stewart. Ooh, he tried to get him to bite. He wouldn't bite. Ball 3. Gar says, you recall any NFL quarterbacks needing the Tommy Lee John procedure. The only one I can remember of is Garth Purdy. Garth Purdy. Brock Purdy. I cannot think of the last guy that was a football player that got it. Strike 3. They say foul tip. Stewart didn't like it. He says, suck me up. Suck me. I think he went in anyway. That's whether it foul tipped or not. If you peel that to third base, that's a swing. He crossed the plate with that swing. 2 men down here for Brash. Come on, buddy. Let's keep it going here. Garth Purdy. It's Garth's cousin. 1-0 count here. Swing and a miss. Nice slider there by Brash. Bottom of the zone. 1-1. Man says, but I'll still beat the pants off you, B. No, you don't. You've not seen this version of Brandon before in fantasy. You haven't seen the Brandon fantasy version. I'm like 1972 Dick Butkus, hopped up on amphetamine. I just about choked. Cinnamon roll got stuck in my throat. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Come on, Brashy. Give me another one of those nasty sliders. Give me another one of those street sweepers. I tried to get him to bite. Mark Vientos wouldn't take there. Batter with a good eye. Full count. Outside ball 4. John Lee says, how about that Lance trade? Ha ha ha. It made me laugh my butt off when I saw it, Sean, and it's been even funner watching the 49er fan base sort of turn it over in their different parts and ways. And, you know, I even enjoyed putting together my Niner video on my little 2 cents on the trade and just watching some of the Niner fan reactions coming in there. And I'm enjoying it. Ball 1, Brash, as he does sometimes, just forgets to figure out where the plate is all of a sudden. He looks locked and loaded, and then just suddenly, I can't find the plate anymore. Where is it? I'm trying to look for it. I don't. It's here somewhere. Is it here? Is it over there? 1-1 count here to Omar Narvaez. Outside. But that Lance trade is going to be one that I have a feeling, Sean, whether it's this year or into the foreseeable future, it's going to come back to bite him on the butt, I think, that they went this route with it. And that means that it's for the betterment of our Mariners. This ball hit up into the air, high, far, deep, right at the warning track. When it was first hit, Brash got worried, so did I. But Dominic Canzone out there, he will make the catch. Whew, Brash got a little nervous there. Tucks his jersey in a little bit tighter. He was talking to himself coming off the mound, but well done. Inning in a third here from Brash, keeping things on lock here for Castillo to maintain still the win. And see if the Mariners can come back around now with the bottom of the order, and play a little bit of a tack-on game here. Need some tack, some sticky tack. Guard says, honestly, I didn't realize Purdy had that procedure. Hopefully he doesn't come back like these pitchers from their first procedure, throwing with enhanced velocity. Yeah, it does supposedly give you more arm strength. That is true. And we'll see, Garth. Well, we'll see with Purdy if it does, because that does remain his limiting factor, is that arm strength. And one that I do think is going to be one of the big limitations to him in his game, especially once defenses really start to squeeze down on the short routes on that Niner offense. But I can't think of another guy that had the procedure. Megan says, one of the worst traits I have is my 100-mile long competitive stubborn streak beat. Challenge accepted and game on. Game on. I'm just, as I say, I apologize in advance for the cold-blooded nature by which I operate in FF leagues. It's, not normally who I am. But like I said, Butkus, 73, somebody just gave him a line of Coke. He just drank 4 Cokes, 3 cigarettes, and a shot of whiskey and stepped on the football field. That's me entering this fantasy football season. That's the energy I'm bringing. So match that. Garth, I think Dallas is a good landing spot for that kid. Frisco's a mess. Frisco is kind of a bit of a low-key mess right now, Garth. And I like it as a landing spot for Dallas too. We've got a guy come in. Cowboys are number 1 fan. I think he comes in a good amount. He hasn't been here in a while, but he definitely comes out to the chat a lot and talks about his Cowboys here and there. And he has never been a Dak believer. And there's a big part of that fan base that's not necessarily fully on board with Dak, which I can get. And they're sort of like, is there something else we could move off from? I think that's a great trade for them as maybe a backup plan for Dak down the road here. And I like it for San Francisco's side of things here. I definitely do. And and if any 49er fans want to make fun of the Jamal Adams trade, we got a lot of ammo to send them now. Yeah, we do. They have to say shut up because they know that one's coming on the other side of it. You know, you can knock the Adams trade, but we did get one season of Pro Bowl level play of Adams. You know, if you have a trade where you've gotten a guy and you got no value from him, he didn't do anything for you on the field, and you gave up significantly more assets to get him, then you better have a coconut smile and shut the F up and take your medicine. Take your medicine. Washington Fish Quest, did you ever go to any sporting events in Spokane, Brandon? It's the part that, you know, it's the part of things doing these two channels as I do and doing as much as I do. It is the toughest thing to kind of get across to people in my own personal life a bit, is I have so many friends and so many family that would love to have me kind of hanging out more. But doing the channels like I do, Washington Fish Quest, and it seems like when I say this, it's an overstatement, but it's literally like how every day goes for me, and I don't complain, by the way. Canzone's done a nice... Oh, come on! That was a ball, Blue. Were you trying to beat the traffic? 2-1. Canzone puts a nice swing on this out to left field on a line, but right there at the left fielder. But Washington Fish Quest, it's literally right now as my life goes with the channels. My head pops off the pillow. I have my first cup of coffee, and we're in go mode for the whole rest of the day. You know, there's some slight breaks for taking a walk and getting some food and going to play some basketball. But the channels are 7 days a week, 8 to 9 hours a day, every single day. I took a week off to go to Hawaii, and that's about as much as I could kind of do this. And that ball's hit out into the gap. Let's go. What a great play by the right fielder out there. Boy, nice job tracking that by Stewart. That looked like that was going to be trouble by Haggerty, and just got a little bit too much air underneath it. Stewart able to track this ball down out there in right field, diving for it. Great catch on his part. So it's been tough. I've definitely through this summer, it's been a bit rough watching Fish Quest because there's been a lot of people going, you know, you want to go out here? Let's go out here. Let's go out there. It's like, I got to work. And it's every day. There is no like, well, you have your 2 days off a week you take, and then no. That doesn't happen, you know. We stream 4 days a week minimum, and then try to get then we got the baseball streams, then we got the member streams on the football channel, then I got the uploads to work on. Out. I love it, by the way. I'm not complaining. I love working how I do because I enjoy putting it, but it just does not leave any extra time. There are nothing left. 1-0 count here to Josh Rojas, who's going to pinch hit now for Caballero. 2 men down. Man, Blue. Do you need a new prescription of glasses here in 1 inning? Did he just suddenly lost the zone here? Did the umpire? 1-1 count. Low, ball 2. Man, it says cold-blooded. You ain't seen nothing yet, brother. Oh, I'm Rick James. Cold-blooded. I'm that cold-blooded. 2-1 here for Josh Rojas. Come on, Josh. Put a poke out there in the outfit. Poke it out there. Poke it. Poke it. Hope you're doing well out there watching Fish Quest. Megan says, I have the same issues as my mother. I'm a mod on several channels. I'm starting my own YT channel, and along with my writing and other things, and she doesn't get it, that it's no time. I don't have time. Yeah, it's been really tough and frustrating recently because I get a lot of requests for people to come here, come over here, do this, and then they get annoyed with me when I'm like, I just don't, I don't have the time, you know. And that strike 3 to Rojas, caught looking. Umpire had his head firmly snagged right up between his butt cheeks that inning as far as his view of the strike zone. That was candy ass if I've ever seen it. He just handed the Mets 3 outs in that inning, basically, with some of those calls. Lord, that word. Watch Vesquire says, kind of sounds like the channel ruined your life, Brandon. I'm partially joking, but as a smaller channel, I can relate a bit. Yeah, it's not going to be something that I think I have to do permanently, Washington FistQuest. You know, eventually we get a certain size, I'll be able to, you know, augment out some of the work, and you'll be able to get somebody who can do some of your editing, and you can maybe just put the raw goods together, give it to somebody else, and they finish putting it all, the ending parts to kind of all together. And I admittedly work really kind of slow versus other channels. I think they can get content out a little bit faster. It just takes me a little bit longer to get my stuff done. I wouldn't say ruined at all, man. No, not in that respect, because I was always a homebody. So I was always, to a bit of a degree, a guy that preferred to stay home, prefer to be around my place. I like it that way. To me, there's so much to check out and do from your house. You don't need to go to places that I know, as weird that sounds. I'm just a homebody. I like it that way. You know, I don't like going out in big places with a lot of people all around me, and, you know, it's not my gig. It's not my thing. So it's something that I like doing. You know, it wouldn't be a ruining if it's something I love to do, but it's also something that's my job too with it now, you know, where the channel has become one where I dial back my side work, and then the main channel becomes the gist of what you do. And then you've got to treat it like a job. You got to treat it like, if I don't produce, I don't make no money. If I don't go live, I don't make no money. So you have to stay on it like that. And it's in that phase where there's just not a way to just go, well, I'll take this time off and that time off, and I don't mind it. I don't mind. Megan says, I've always said, if you need handed with anything, B, you know where I am. I'm all good. Yeah, no, it's not bad for me at all. I hope it doesn't come off as complaining. I love doing it. So, but it is time consuming, and it's just, it'd be hard to kind of show you what I want to do anyway, because it's just so specific to what I want to do. And some of it's a feel thing, you know, where I've got to do it to know where I want this here and that there and this over here. Tyler Saucedo out on the stump, the hill here for the Mariners after Matt Brash handled business for an inning and a third, seeing if he can get this out to Andres Munoz for the 9th. Mets are going to send up the 9-1-2 hitter here in this inning, 0-1. Metro Hawks, those Rangers tied with a man on first and third and one man out. We'll get an update here in a second on the ongoing games around the league. Swing and a miss, 0-2. So indeed 6-6. Rangers and Twins are tied up. And the Astros are down 5-4 to the Yankees here in the bottom of the 8th. Saucedo's got an 0-2 count here to Ronnie Mauricio. Ball hit foul. Ball's hit on the ground. This will be a tough play for Eugenio. He's up and bare hands it and gets him. Eugenio Suarez with another stellar play from a third base side. Do I dare say future Gold Glover Eugenio Suarez coming down the line on a very slowly hit ball. He only had time to barehand it, picked it right up, got it thrown quickly out of his hand, and got the runner just in time. Fantastic play. There's your defensive play of the game there for the Mariners. That'd be your lead runner on there if he gets on with nobody out. This ball is batted on the ground, foul, and a check swing. Megan, I know how time consuming it is. I'm starting my channel and get it totally. Yeah, it's a lot, Megan. It really is. If you do it right, especially, you know, if you're just going to try to push stuff out as quick as possible, you can sometimes get it done a little bit dirty. But for me, you know, thumbnails and titles and tags and video edits and voiceovers, and this ball's hit up into the air, high and deep, but Julio is underneath it there, and that will be out number 2. So Mariners with 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th, up 7-6. That's nice. 2 quick outs. 2 quick outs. Cool Breeze says, give Gino the Gold Glove. He's been killing it all season at third. I agree. It seems like every game he's got a play he's coming up with that not everyday ordinary third baseman come up with. Making 66-14 USC. They're definitely trying to get that Caleb Williams stat pad stuff in. Caleb's not still in, is he, Megan? They took him out at this point, right? 1-0 count here to Francisco Lindor. Megan says, I need to have talk to you at some point about how to create your thumbnails, but we'll do it off stream. Yeah, for sure. I can help you with it. I got to get an easy technique. You got to use my technique, though, you got to get it surprisingly not Adobe Photoshop, but Premiere Pro. I actually like building my thumbnails in that more than I like building it in Photoshop. Photoshop overwhelms me. 3-0 count here to Francisco Lindor. Wine and delivery by Saucedo, strike inside part of the plate. We'll connect on that, Megan, for sure. Strike 2. Garth, I got Kenny Walker too. That was my 1 Seahawk in my fantasy football this year. Caleb's still in. Yeah, they're already getting the Heisman stat pad and going there. Already game 1. Caleb's awesome, Megan. I got no shade to throw at Caleb. He's legitimately legit. Ball 4, thrown down the door there by Saucedo. Gar says to think that Eugenio was a salary dump with Winker, the prize of that trade. Yes, indeed it's been. Indeed it's been. Tomorrow's starters, George Kirby is going to be on the hill for the Mariners, 10-8, 3.28. Mets will counter with Tyler McGill, who's 7-7 with a 5.29 ERA. So the Mariners would look to have a little bit of an advantage there on a Mets team putting a pitcher out there on the stump that is not necessarily the best you're going to run across. If we can just get this win out, take the series tomorrow, call it a day. Jeff McNeil up to the dish here. Oh, Lordy. That ball's off the upper part of the fence. This is going to score a player here. Man, almost a home run, and we've got a 7-7 tie. Wow, Mariners just can't keep the lead up. Mets have been able to hang with them. You got to give the Mets a lot of credit here for being a team not playing for anything in this game. You got a big lead on them. You've had a couple of different times a lead on them here, and they've stayed with it. The lefty staying on lefty action there. And Canzone made a nice jump for it. Just couldn't quite get to it on the wall. Tie game. Megan says I got Zach and Jason Myers as my Hawks. Those are good picks. Megan was at 5K last week. Not sure what it is now. 5K what, Megan? Subs? 5,000 subscribers? Big Country says if we lose this game, it's a setback. We got to win this series. Yeah, you don't have a lot of opponents up on the schedule that are necessarily, these are winnable series. Say nothing of, you got to get the sweep, but come out of it 2-1. You're better than this team. And this should be an Astros team that you should be able to take advantage of and get after here. Or not Astros, but a Mets team that you should be able to get after. And let him back into it here. I tell you what, that lefty was ready for that inside pitch, man. He threw that shoulder open, and he just loaded up to put a big swing on that. Oh, my Caleb mini helmet was 5K was offered last week. Yeah, that thing's going to be worth a lot. Nitro says, did any Seahawks go in the first for this fantasy league? No, nobody went in the first. I think DK went in the second. I think DK and then Jackson in the third or something. Yeah, we need this series. We need this series. Go Braves. Castillo has been funky lately. I love him, but geez, weird illness injuries after that run last month messed up our momentum a bit, seems. Yeah, you could have really stood to be able to see him come through this game. Just keep it at 3 runs, get through 7, and let's get to the bullpen. He He was going okay today, and then just bang, lost his footing. Just lost the footing underneath him. Mariners make a pissing change. They're going to go with Topa now. Topa 60 games, 2.17 ERA. See if we can keep this thing tied. Sean says Julio's got to go deep next inning. That's what we need for sure. Mariner offense has done their job today. Can't blame this on this one on them. Topo on the dish here with Alonso up at the plate. Runner on third. Strike. Top of the zone there, 95. Nitro says Jackson the third is crazy. I know it's 18-person league, but still. Yeah, I was a little early on that one. I was looking for Jackson, and then he definitely was one. Him and DK both went earlier and went now. But then we had a running on running backs. So I had to go jump on Walker, I think, in the fourth, because it was just running backs were just getting pilfered. There wasn't going to be anybody left. It was tough. 1-1 count here to Pete Alonso. Petey Alonso. Ball's batted on the ground. Topa up with it, and he will throw him out over at first base. And the Mariners will escape here with 1 run given up. This game is tied. 7-7. Topa's got his family in the house. They're stoked. They're hyped. He's got ice cold blood, though. He says, I'm good. Yeah, GGK, I just want to I want to add on top of Megan's thoughts with this. I understand you have a spirit and energy about you, but it doesn't make a lot of sense where you're coming from on stuff here. You have a Mariner team right now that's in first place. So when you start saying that team's trash and that's trash, then you're starting to show that if you're not being trollish in your behaviors, you're showing a lot of signs of being trollish, where that's not true to what we're seeing from this team. This team's in last place. You can come in here. If this team's a bad team, you can come in here and say, well, this is trash team. But if you're coming in with a team that's been this good this year and turn it around like they have recently, I don't understand what the point is of that for you. I don't know what it is you're trying to get across, because you're not going to convince anybody in here in the chat of that. And I'm not really sure you believe it. I think you might just be trolling here. In which case, again, nobody's laughing, not funny, doesn't add anything to the discussion. Let's keep trying as we can, GG, to add to the discussion, right? Add to the discussion. Come on, Mariners, Y2K. I'm still convinced it's going to be good. Let's go. We got this. Nitro Ox says, I'm assuming you have to do divisions for the league since it's so big. Well, the good news is that I didn't want to be commissioner of the league, so somebody else, one of our subscribers, is doing it. He's doing the heavy lifting on this one. I just get to be a team in the league. So I'm not sure how we did it exactly. I just know that at the end of the day, I'm going to win. That's the only part that I'm worried about. At the end of the day, I'm going to walk away with the championship. You also have to remember over the past 3 to 4 years, the Mariners have gotten better every year, and I presume we'll be better next year to this year. I agree. You got a young, good, developing ball club, best rotation baseball, one of the best bullpens, solid defense. Just got to get the hitting a little bit rounded out, and you'll be good to go. Yeah, Megan, I'm good with them having a little bit of people to come in, and I'm okay with venting a little bit of frustration. But when you're hammering one note over and over again, then that's definitely a little bit more of the trollish behavior. And again, if there's reason to be mad, if we have a bad Mariner loss this year and somebody comes in there bitching and moaning, it's like, well, that's what's going to happen. But this team's just gotten into first place in the last week for the first time all year. They're playing their best baseball. They've been the hottest team in baseball since the All-Star break. What do you want? What are you looking for? All right. Mr. Crawford is up at the plate. He's had himself one hell of a nice day, 3 for 4. Boy, he took such a big swing. His helmet went sideways, trying to put that one up in the seats. He saw a pitch he liked there. And he puts a big swing on this one. This ball is going back, and that's gone! Home run, Crawford! He was looking to go yard with that first swing, just missed it, and didn't ease back at all on that next swing as he swung from his ankles there. And he sends this one out very timely. Julio salutes him on his way back into the dugout. 8-7 Mariners. The offense today is kind of consistent as I've seen it all year. It's just they've been pushing through every inning, finding a way to get some runs up on the board. By hook or crook. And Julio will step up to the dish and take a slider outside. Let's go. Not a way to pick up the bullpen. Julio got himself a meaty pitch there, swung right through it. John says, did I say Julio? I meant JP. Your mind had the J in there, and you just instantly went to Julio, but you didn't wait for your mind to tell you fully, no, JP Crawford. You just heard Julio. Y2K, I will say, for whatever reason, the Mariners do seem to be more frustrating than most. It at least feels that way, but I believe in this team. Yeah, I mean, I've been frustrated with the team too, and I did speak to when the team was middle of the road, and strike three to Julio. Nice pitch there. He was looking for something else. There's time and place to speak to when you're frustrated and you're having problems with things and you think the team's in a place they're not good, but this ain't one of those spots. This ain't one of them times. This ain't one of them places. All right, one man down here. Eugenio Suarez up to the plate. First pitch swinging. He's going to hit this up third base side. Fair catch count there. Out number 2. Well, hallelujah for Crawford. Big, beautiful swing there. Let's go. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of trolling Y2K. I could deal with it for a little while, then I just go, okay, what's this accomplishing? Boy, this pitcher's got a weird fastball that sort of tucks at the top of the zone. You saw with Julio, and you're seeing here with Tio, that just a hard time to kind of figure out where that pitch exactly is finishing up at. From a move, it's like it almost rises at the end of it. Yeah, he swings right through on the next pitch. Guy's got some kind of gnarly stuff. Maybe he's not been the greatest pitcher for him this year, but he's been all right for him. He's been solid for him. He's got a weird little pitch, though. Inside ball. One, two count to Teoscar Hernandez. Low, ball 2. Teoscar's hit everything hard today. 2 for 4, but he's put a good wood on ball. Good wood on ball. Teoscar 3 for 7 in this series. 5 home runs in his last 7 games. 2-2 pitch. Fouled right back. I don't mind trolls when the times are good. Free comic relief. Yeah, I guess, man. I still go down to saying that I think Washington Fistquest, that trolling is the lowest form of humor. You know. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on the slider. That'll be out number 3, so it will come down to this. Mariners with the 8-7 lead. It will go down in the bottom of the inning here. The Mets are going to bring up 5, 6, 7 hitters in their order, it looks like. But it doesn't require any wittiness. It doesn't require any intelligence to be a troll. It's like you just think about it in its most basic form. I'm in the room with another person. Hey, I'm gonna go meet the whole Seahawks team tomorrow. Really? No. Why is that funny? I mean, and it all kind of comes from that same representative point where it's like, where's the issue with it? You know, I'm good with it. If it's funny, anything in the name of being funny, I'm with it. If it ends up being funny, with it. You ain't going to overcross any line with me on that. But if it ain't funny and you ain't being very smart and your approach is like, okay. Okay, then. One second, I'm going to get some coffee here. Woo. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, no Andres. It's Topa time. Topa Cabana. Topa Cabana. Topa with his family in the stands, I'm guessing, because they keep going to that shot. And he's going to come up here and see if he can finish this off for your Mariners after performing sterling in the last inning. Big old thick Daniel Vogelbach up at the plate. He's a whole lot of extra. Strike, 1-1. Cool breeze. If trolls trigger you, I would recommend staying away from the internet. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously, cool breeze. I've been running a channel for 4 years. This ball hit hard and into left field, and this is going to get down. For a base hit, Vogelbart's going to stretch this out, and he's going to get there to... He's out. He's out. Vogelbaum thrown out trying to stretch it, and he just didn't have the legs to pull that off. His little nubbins were trying to go, and Haggerty getting it in, and Crawford can't believe he even tried to make that run, did Vogelbach. Yeah, cool breeze. I definitely... Trolls are a part of life, and dealing with them is one thing. And if I wasn't able to deal with trolls, I wouldn't have ever started a channel. So there's a difference between being annoyed at something and not really understanding where it comes from versus being able to deal with it, you know? And there's a lot of good parts to doing this stuff as well, but it's definitely one that you look at trolling behavior, and that as being kind of a modern thing that, you know, kids start to do. And it's kind of more of a modern thing now, you know? It's now been sort of identified as something that's really, really funny when it's really not. And it's not like what past generations did for humor either. But if it's your thing, it's your thing, man. Cool. If you like it, man, I'm with it. But me, myself, it ain't my cup of tea. Before the Hobbit, move those sausage legs. He was trying, man. His little thighs were rubbing together there as he was trying to go fast. 1-2 here to DJ Stewart. Has a home run in this game, 3-run shot. Vogelbach went into a slide, and he ended up his belly almost brought him to a standstill. That almost was the saddest slide in Major League Baseball history. 1-2 count. Y2K, I don't think I've ever heard Vogelbach stretch that into a double. I've never heard that. Those words have never been said, and they still won't be said at this point. That's a big out there, too, at second base. As we see right there's a base hit up the middle here with 1 out. The Mariners got to make us sweat a little bit, don't they? Cool Breeze, how am I trolling? I'm not saying you're trolling. I don't know who said you're trolling. I didn't say you were trolling, Cool Breeze. We're having a discussion about a guy that was coming in here trolling. I don't know if you didn't see the guy was posting messages in here, but he was doing, all this is referencing you. I'm not talking about you. Oh, Lordy. Yeah, it wasn't on you, Cool Breeze. It was the guy, there was another guy in here doing it. I don't want to get into anything political, but every generation, there's like, these annoying young people do X, and they are so much less tough than we ever were, old person ever throughout time. Yeah, yeah, that's not what I'm saying though, Y2K. So I don't know if that's what you were taking. Wow, we're taking a weird left turn here in the ninth inning, folks. That's not what I'm saying. Guys in the chat, sensitive Sally's tonight. I'm not saying that. So I guess you're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm not going to elaborate on it any farther because I don't really care. But yeah, trolling and doing that was never something that was considered funny. And now this new generation of people think it's funny. That's a new thing that's come along the track. It's not built in being funny. It's built in annoying the person across from you and then finding it funny for your own personal self. It's a very selfish little thing. But if it's your thing, then it's your thing. But I don't, it isn't me saying I hate the younger people's music or I don't think young people are strong or as tough. It has nothing to do with that. It's just that this happens to be a new thing that's in vogue right now. And it's become something people really have glommed onto doing and thinking there's value in it. I don't find it to be of. And if you got to look any other closer, just look at the guy that came in here popping off with the trolling comments today. What was funny in that? What was enjoying that? What did that add to the discussion? It's nothing but negativity and crappiness, man. It should be shamed on, whether it's younger generation or an older generation doing it. It should be called out. 0-1 count here to Brett Baty here with the last out of the inning here for the New York Mets. One count. Topa on the hill. One man on first base here. He comes set. This ball hit foul. 1-2. Topa stretches out his arm. Works the back a little bit, gets himself nice and loose. He's going to throw it over to first base, check on the runner. Smartly done. Topa comes set. And the runner's going to run. And this ball is going to be batted foul off his inner footstep there. He was running with the pitch. Come on, Topa. This Brett Baty's fighting up there at the dish. He ain't going quietly into that good New York night. 1-2 count. Topa set. Hit foul again. Staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. Cool Breeze, for the most part, I don't see many trolls in this community aside from Sennheiser fans, but I was just saying it's really internet shaking my head. That's all. No worries, man. I get it. I get it. Balls hit up into the air. And that ball is collected in by Eugenio Suarez. And that will be out number 2. I get where you're coming from, Cool Breeze, and you're not wrong, man. It is a reality of life, on the internet. I was more with this just lamenting its presence and it being a new thing. It's not a thing we've dealt with in past generations and interactions with people, and it's just a new kind of thing. So I'm just kind of lamenting it a little bit, but you deal with it. It's always there. It's not going away anytime soon. And you're right. Our community is pretty good with it, partly because we got the mods on top of it, pushing them out when they step in and try to do their stuff. But partly because we also have a good community, both on the Crow's Nest side of things and over on the Hawk's Nest. I agree with you there. All right, 8-7 Mariners. Francisco Alvarez up to the dish here, hitting .212 on the year. He's going to pinch hit in this situation with 21 home runs. First pitch swinging, batted foul. 0-1. Runner on first. Mariners got a 1-run lead that they are just clinging to. The Twins have gone up on the Rangers here in the top of the 10th, 7-6. This could end up being a very big game where this looms. And again, Topa's going to throw over to first, just checking that runner. Checking that runner. Astros lost to the Yankees. Here's the pitch. Outside. 1-1. So Astros lose to the Yankees. Twins up on the Rangers. Mariners could gain some ground with a win here. Francisco, he's gotten hit in 212 in this game. You're just worried about that. Don't want to see him hit a home run here. Runner running from first. No throw. He will take second and get himself into scoring position now. 2-1. Come on, Mariners. Come on, Mariners. Come on, Mariners. Cool Breeze, I was late to the stream. I missed the guy earlier, I guess. Yeah, no worries, Cool Breeze. There was a guy in here that was just going hard with it. Inside, ball 3. 3-1. Oh, I guess the guy had to go back to first base. I thought he was running. Okay, be careful on this pitch. Don't feel like you got to give in just to give in here. Throw your pitch here, Topa. Nice job. Didn't give in. Slider strike. 3-2. Topa's got a chance to put this baby to bed. He comes set. 3-2 pitch. And he'll throw back over to first base there, trying to keep the runner close. Sarville Nilla says, we don't need NAS talkers in here. Clearly it's an M stream. Don't come on here to talk S. I agree with the boot. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. We want to keep it that kind of place here, you know? All right, Francisco taking some time here. Topa taking some time. Everyone taking some big, deep breaths. Come back with that slider again, 3-2. He's going to be looking fastball. He'll just sit on that slider if you can locate that for a strike here. Yeah, he brought a fastball back. Fouled, 3-2. Mets hitters, got to give him credit here again today, man. This in the lineup is loaded, but these guys have kept fighting in these at-bats. Nobody's given in to these Mariner pitchers throughout. 3-2 count. Topa comes set. A wind the delivery. This ball's hit foul. Staying alive. Francisco is not giving in. Stay with it, Topa. Does he come back fastball or slider here? Probably fastball again. Maybe the sinker. Topa fields this on a hard hit ball right up the middle, and he will underhand it over to first base. And the Mariners will take this game 8-7. A tremendous victory for this Mariner team, who today offensively, they carried the day. They carried the day throughout the course of this game. They came out, scored once in the first, twice in the second, once in the fifth, 3 times in the sixth, and then came back in the ninth. Every time as the pitchers kind of gave back that lead over, and they always answered back. I say it once, I'll say it a million times. The resiliency of this ball club, beyond the youth, beyond how talented and young they are, the resiliency that they display, what they've displayed last season, what they've displayed this season, and coming to life as they have through the course of this year, was there once again today in this kind of form, in this manner of things. A very big win now as this sets the stage for you tomorrow to come back with Kirby on the hill, another pitcher opposite against you who you feel like you can go out there and win the day on, that you can win this game on tomorrow, take this series and keep this going. On top of the fact that we have the Minnesota Twins now up 8-6 here in the top of the 10th to the Texas Rangers, and so they look like they are going to potentially go up in that game as they're still batting with a runner on first and third and only 1 out. You also have the Astros losing, so the Mariners are able to take a little more firmer hold here in this division for the moment. And maybe the hope here is that you go forward here into September and looking to that final 3 series of the year, that you can get into that final series of the year, those 3 series there against the division, and have a little bit of that breathing room to work with. But a great win here by the Mariners today. A fun, entertaining game. Really fun, entertaining game. And how about Crawford? 3 for 4, got his average up to 273, put out his 14th home run of the year. Little guy's showing some power off, which was really great to see. And there's a lot of guys in the lineup today. Canzone, Julio Rodriguez with the triple. You feel really good about a lot of the contributions coming through the lineup today. Great game. Fun little game. Fun little game. Alone in first place, Cool Breeze. It feels good, man. It feels right. You know, it feels right. And boy, that Teoscar home run that they're re-showing from earlier, that thing did not look like a home run when he first hit that off the bat. It's always hard on the center field shots to tell it, but you just couldn't really, that thing just kept carrying and carrying and carrying. Yeah, that was a crazy game. Crazy game. Sarah Benell says, yes, thank you, Crow's Nest. Great stream. Love Kirby. Kirby's great, man. And I don't think we'll be on tomorrow. I got a football stream, I think, on the other side, which will probably prevent me from being on tomorrow. But we will be keeping these Mariner games going here throughout the course of this month. So I'll keep trying to, we got football season. I got to balance it off a little bit with that. But you can count on, we're going to keep these going here. Kind of take a look at real quickly, or if I can, where we're at with our schedule so I can see where next, give you guys an indicator of the next night I'll probably be on here. Wow, 10:40 in the morning tomorrow. Goodness. So Monday we got a 1:10 game at Cincinnati. So let's go ahead and, if you guys want to mark your calendars, we'll be back live on Monday at 1:10 p.m. That'll be on TV. So we'll do that one, shoot for Monday, and check out the game at that point. So we'll plan on being on back. I'm going to be bouncing on over here to Seahawks Brendan Nelson's channel, or my channel. It'll be on mine and Brandon Nelson. It'll be on both. So do tune into me over there on the Hawks Nest, as we'll be back here in about 5 minutes or so on that side of things. And I appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that like button. Thank you for the fun discussion as always. And let's see what our Mariners can do this year, man. Everything's within their grasp. They can go on one hell of a run here. Nothing is limited here by where this team is and what they're bringing to play. You got a great starting pitching, good bullpen, good defense. That's the kind of team that can come together, go win a World Series if they can get hot enough at the right time as far as the hitters are concerned. That's the part that does remain to be seen. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so very much for watching. As always, I do appreciate that as well. And I'll see you guys over on the flip side in a couple days when we'll be back here on the Crow's Nest. But until that time, please don't you ever forget, go Mariners. And we will be back Y2K starting immediately over on the other side. So give me like 5 minutes, buddy. And we'll be and I'll be streaming it on both channels. Yeah. Streaming on both. Matt Kamor, sorry your Mets had to fall tonight, man. But my Mariner team's hot. What are you gonna do? You just got in front of a meat plow, you know. You got in front of a Zamboni. You know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'll see you guys in a couple days. Don't you ever forget, please never forget,